Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Super Old Game Saturday. It is Super Sonic Game Saturday once again, and you know what that means. It means we're going to be playing a Sonic game this month, and because we're coming up on the 30th anniversary of the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise next month, and next month for that we're going to be playing this game, actually, Sonic the Hedgehog 1 and its Game Gear Edition. But for tonight, thanks to Electverse, he wanted to see Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transform. We're going to get our first racing game going on this channel. And I'm looking forward to that for sure, and hopefully you are to off-screen play to get everything unlocked as far as the characters and the courses. There's certain things we're not going to be seeing, like the mods and stuff, but there's going to be a bit of Sonic time, but it's also going to be a bit of, well, every Sega franchise time. This is the second game in the Sonic Racing franchise from Sega and Sumo Digital. This is the second one that came out in 2012 for play on the Xbox 360, though through the Xbox One. And as one with anything that runs on Xbox One, your Series S or X will play this no problem. It was also on the Wii U, it was on the PS3, it was on the PC, it was on the iOS and Android, and it was also on the Vita. And I'm just going to get full disclosure out now. If you haven't bought this game yet, this is a really fun game, either by yourself or with a group of people. But if you don't have this game, I'd say get it on the PC because it runs 60 frames per second. It runs about 30 on this system with drops here and there. The Series X will probably fix that when that happens, when I get one. But yeah, we're going to have a little bit of fun with this Sonic Racing game while also syncing my cloud storage. And we see this nice opening cinematic of Sonic and everybody else doing driving, including, yeah, we're getting a lot of Sega love in this game, going deep. You just saw there the logo of the Air Pirates and Vice from Skies of Arcadia, which is another great Sega game on the Panzer Dragoon track. But there's definitely a lot of Sonic representation here. And actually, they also made a sequel to this about 2 years ago, Team Sonic Racing, that is only Sonic. There's no other Sega characters, and a lot of people felt that that one was not as good for that very reason, amongst other reasons. And we'll get into that when we play it. I do have it for Xbox One, but I'm waiting until I get a Series X because it'll fix the frame rate problems, which are pretty disastrous if you have it on the Switch. So, Team Sonic Racing, don't buy it on the Switch. That's the translation. It said, you know, you should just buy this game. If you want a Sonic Racing game, get this one. As you're seeing in here as Tails going along with Gilius Thunderhead from Golden Axe. Yeah, you're taken to the water in this one. They're pulling from Diddy Kong Racing a bit. Although, unlike that game, you're kind of chasing or changing around your vehicles as you go along. It definitely is a fun time. Yeah, you gotta be quick. You gotta go fast with Sonic. I give Sonic credit. He does believe in a fair fight because we're in boats, car, and plane. And yeah, he's gonna, you know, he could get out on foot and beat everybody or just knock down Eggman like that. But yeah, he's not gonna do that. He's gonna be fair and go ahead that way. So starts Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed. This came out in 2012. Also, the other bonus about playing this on the 360 the way we are is I bought this around the time it came out. And it came with some DLC that never got released, or no, there's some DLC for this that came out. There's a lot of DLC on PC of characters and things that never came out here. In fact, we'll go into that when we go into the character selection. And this is going to be an interesting case too because I'm doing this kind of new, in the sense that I've never done a racing game for the channel before. This is going to be a little unique. So we'll see how that's going to go. And we have a couple modes. Basically, I'm thinking, the way I think I want to show this off, and anyone in the chat who's visiting, thank you, by the way, for stopping by. Tell me if there's other things you want to see specific with this game, and we'll make it happen. In the meantime, I think what I'm going to do is we're going to start in, because there's a career mode that goes through a bunch of other things. There's custom game for multiplayer. There's also matchmaking, there's online. We can try the online, see if people are still playing this game after 9 years. I bet they are. But we'll see what happens. Alright, now you have the World Tour mode, which I went through as I was playing this just to make sure that we had as many things unlocked as we could have, specifically all the characters and all the courses. There's the Grand Prix mode where you go through and try and win trophies. The Time Attack where you're going for speed. And the single race. I think we're going to start the single race so we can at least show what's going on here and at least all of the courses that we have to pick from. Because we're covering tons of Sega franchises in this one, and I'm definitely looking forward to this. And again, I want to thank Electverse for the recommendation on this, as we can keep this Super Sonic Game Saturday train rolling. Alright, so they separate them out into groups of, I guess, kind of, actually, yeah, these are all the cups that go for the Grand Prix mode, and you have normal courses and mirror courses. So let's see, we have Ocean View from Sonic Heroes, we have Samba Studios from Samba de Amigo, Dragon Canyon from Panzer Dragoon, the Carrier Zone from Afterburner. They're definitely going to love going into that one. And all the Sega touches, oh my god, this is a wonderful game as far as that. If you're a long-time Sega player, you're going to be just tickled pink by this. Temple Trouble from Super Monkey Ball, Galactic Parade from Sonic Colors, Rogue's Landing from Skies of Arcadia, Seasonal Shrines from Shinobi. I'm going to love when we do that level, especially. Dream Valley from Knights, Chilly Castle from Billy Hatcher the Giant Egg, which I brought up the last time we did a Sonic game, because Shadow the Hedgehog had a weapon from this. Sanctuary Falls from Sonic & Knuckles, Graffiti City from Jet Set Radio, and only 2 more, and then the mirror tracks are the same. Graveyard Gig, which is from House of the Dead, that they don't call House of the Dead in this game for some reason. They call it Kyrian Mansion. We'll see that when we go into that one. Adder's Lair from Golden Axe. The Race of Ages, which is not necessarily based on one Sega franchise, but based on a bunch of them, with little references to it and background music. It's quite nice. And Burning Depths from probably the rarest game or game of origin on this, Burning Rangers from the Sega Saturn, which I never played. And then lastly, in here we got the Sunshine Tour, also from Sammy Amigo, Shibuya Downtown Road from Sonic. Well, the theme is after Sonic Colors, and it has the music from Sonic Colors. But you could go to any Sonic game that has Casino. We'll see that as we go along through the year. And then lastly, the Egg Hanger, which is actually DLC for... Actually, I'm trying to remember. No. It's not DLC for this. It was DLC for Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, this game's prequel. It came out in 2010. They put it into this one. But there is DLC as far as courses. Outrun Bay, which is from Outrun 2. So you can get your Outrun elements going on there. And fitting because Sumo Digital did develop the Outrun 2 game for the Xbox and the 2006 Coast to Coast game for the PS2, PSP, and Xbox. And I do have that Xbox version, which is actually one of the rarest games on the console. We can get to that at some point. We're going to start on Ocean View with Sonic, and how this works is you have a set of, a set of challenges you can do normally for this for single event. It's just going to be a race. You choose the difficulty of how hard your rival is going to be. We're going to start medium. And now here are our cast of characters, at least in this version. We have Sonic, of course, Tails, Knuckles, Ai from Super Monkey Ball, Beat from Jet Set Radio. Yeah, Wreck-It Ralph, wondering how's that work? We'll get into that in just a second. We have Amy Rose, we have Beatty Joe from Crazy Taxi, we have Mimi also from Super Monkey Ball, Ooh La La from Space Channel 5, we'll come back to Ralph in just a second, Amigo from Somebody Amigo, Danica Patrick of NASCAR, yeah, you're wondering that one too. I guess I may as well get into this. Wreck-It Ralph and Danica Patrick were like guest characters. When Sega was, advertising this, they were saying, hey, they wanted to give some street cred to this, and actually when this game came out, Wreck-It Ralph had just released, which actually had Sonic involved in it. So at that point, it kind of made some sense. We also have Shadow the Hedgehog, based on, after the game we played last month, but he's much more interesting in this one. We have Vyse from Skies of Arcadia, Dr. Robotnik, or Eggman, Gilius Thunderhead from Golden Axe, Pudding from Space Channel 5 as well, Joe Musashi from Shinobi, and I've been getting requests for Shinobi to play, particularly Shinobi 3. We're going to do Shinobi 3, probably in July. I've been thinking over it as I'm doing the editing of the videos. I think we need to do that one. So, there you go. You also have Gum from Jet Set Radio, Knights from Knights as well. We'll get down to that one that looks like it's nothing. Alex Kidd, of the old Sega Master System. Metal Sonic, who was DLC for this game, so you had to buy the bonus edition to get him, and I don't know if they released that actually if you didn't buy the game. I think they did. Riala, also from Knights. The Avatar, now this is an interesting one. For the Xbox 360 version, they give you usage of your Xbox 360 Avatar, and on the Wii U and the 3DS, they give you usage of your Miis. That's exclusive to this game. And then we also have Ages. This is my favorite character in the game. Basically, you have the car from Daytona USA, and it transforms into other things that are going to be very nice later, and this is random. Going back quickly to the Avatar, this also goes to the characters we're not seeing, because they're only in the PC version. There was... actually, this is a weird one as far as the PC. They had a lot of weird connections with other things. They had a couple games of Sega's based on their connection with a lot of strategy games. They had, let's see here. They had a connection with Team Fortress. You could actually play as Pyro, Heavy, and Spy in that, but not in this version. Same also with Shogun from Shogun Total War, General Winter from Company of Heroes 2, because Sega does own Relic Entertainment. The Football Manager, that's a franchise that there's this big places that are not here, but here, yeah, so that's weird to that. And then you also have Wilmus from Rome Total War 2, and this was the one that really got me wondering, because I was like, what's it all about? Give you Yogg's Cast. I was like, wait a second, what is that? What show, I think, is called the Yogg's Cast, and this is a guy, Simon Lane, a couple other people. Well, what happened was they're in that game. And also they have Ryo Hazuki from Shenmue, which I'm kind of getting around as far as Ryo is concerned, because Ryo was in the first Sonic All-Stars game, not in this one. And what happened was that I don't know. I don't know why they've only put it on PC for that. So that's another reason why. Get PC, get every character except the Avatar and then me. But on the Xbox 360, my Avatar does have the Ryo Hazuki jacket that I bought for the last game, the Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing. So yeah, Ryo is technically in this game. I'm making it happen. So there you go, and we'll get into that as we go. First off, we're going to start with Sonic. We're just going to drive around, and here's how this also works: is that it's a kart racer the same way something like Mario Kart is, or Diddy Kong Racing, which is pulling a lot off of. But as you play along, you get experience points, and you can also get different elements of your car. You can basically get mods, so you can adjust your stats. You have standard, which is what the character has. In Sonic's case, well, he's fast, makes sense, and he handles okay. Where his weakest is obviously on acceleration and boost, and I guess the All-Star move, which we'll get into as well. But you can also adjust that with mods and say, like, okay, I want balanced elements for all my stats, or my handling, or boosting, or the console mod, which the console mod is basically they tie that to the origin of where these characters came from. And what that means is that you have specific skills tying to that. And I guess what this means that you're going fast and you're having a boost. In this case, this is the MD, short for Mega Drive, but they do call it Genesis when you hit that A button. Okay, let's start with that. As we start on the ocean view. And you also pick up coins on the track, and when you do that, you also can press a button to play a roulette, and if you win, you get an item. In this case, I start with the glove, and we'll see that as we go along. Alright, here we go. We're getting the nice, I guess, flyby of the course, which in this case is from Sonic Heroes, and has music from... Actually, it's the title screen from Sonic CD. So, yeah, you're getting a lot of classic Sega love going this way. I'm going to let this play for a little while. I mean, I think it keeps playing until you hit the A button, but I always want to have the music go about. And also, it's like a golf game in the sense that we're flying around, we can see what's happening, and see what's going on with the course. So you at least get some sense of, like, okay, there's that robot thing, which I don't think was in Sonic Heroes. You gotta be careful of. Let's go.
3, 2, 1.
By the way, those lights down there, if you hit the accelerator right before the 3, the 2, and the 1 appear on screen, basically when the screen goes black, you're able to get a boost off of the line. And the other thing you're doing is drifting. As you drift along, the colors will change, and if you wait and let go of it, you're going to be able to have a nice speed boost. It's good stuff. As you hear the nice background music going on, hopefully you're hearing that in the chat. Let me know if you can't, because there's some great background music going on. I was going to say licensed stuff. There isn't in this version. There is in the Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing game, which is why I'm kind of glad that I was not requested that one, because I have to dance around elements of that with Sonic Amiga, of course, in particular. But, yeah, driving around to the tune of You Can Do Anything from Sonic CD, the Japanese version. And it's going to change into another track in a little bit. But, yeah, just driving around with a nice glove that'll catch items and weapons that pop out or pop towards me until, you know, it goes away. I'll try to get Shadow or, well, stop my faker. So, yeah, insert every Sonic Adventure 2 quote that we went on to, either for Sonic the Fighters or just in general, to this. But I also have the Blowfish. I can throw that out and hit him right there. Grab his coin and get in first place. It's good stuff, just hearing all this music. I'll tell you, this is a game that definitely is a love letter for Sega and for Sonic. Oh, it's funny, this is going to be not just the Sonic element, but I think it is fitting, like, hey, the whole point of Sonic is speed, so yeah, we're going speed. Or if we're going to go the Sonic Heroes quotes of this, let's blast through with Sonic speed! Indeed we are, but we're not hearing Ryan Drummond on the voice here. We're actually hearing Roger Craig Smith in, I think, the first game that has him voicing Sonic that we've played so far. But yeah, when you hit some of the circles there, you transform into another vehicle, or you're transforming into the boat. So yeah, if you're a fan of Diddy Kong Racing, or in my case, Hydro Thunder, I like Diddy Kong Racing as well, but Hydro Thunder as well, we're going to play that at some point. Yeah, this might be looking a little familiar. Just go around and go in the water. Avoid the, I guess the chop, or the chomps, or whatever they are, from Sonic 1, feasibly. But I am owning the race, as the game sometimes says. Hitting the X button there, you also can look backwards. Ooh, but I gotta be careful, because sometimes people... If you hit into that, you're gonna be... Yeah, there's gonna be no problem whatsoever, unless Pudding hits me with that ice at the end of this, which thankfully doesn't look like she did. Okay, and we're good.
First place. Awesome.
Alright, so not too bad. We're starting on medium, so not too hard. But yeah, this game gets really hard when you turn on the higher difficulties. Alrighty. It does give you time and all that, so you're all set. And as you go, you get experience and you level up. I think each character has 6 levels, and if you get up to star level, you have... I guess you... Oh, no, you unlock more mods, and you can unlock more of them in the World Tour mode, which I have most, but we're not going to see all of them tonight. Alright, they give you the option to replay the race, but we're not going to do that. We're just going to quit. And I think what we're going to do is just going to kind of play around with this game for a little bit and see what's going on and have some interesting elements and interesting discussions as far as what's going on with the Sega element. And let's keep going down the list, actually. Let's go to Carrier Zone. And we'll make it a little harder on ourselves. Go to Hard. I'll pick another character. Let's pull Tails. Who also runs on the Genesis mod as well. His skills are in handling, which kind of goes to some of the other racing games that Tails has been in, particularly Sonic Drift 2 on the Game Gear. Anyway, here he is. He's got his handling element. He has decent acceleration. His speed and boost are kind of lacking. But with a mod, I can kind of change that. Doing that one for acceleration. Or I just pull the Genesis mod out, cut his handling down a bit, make boosting a little better. We'll do that. Actually, you know what? I'm going to vary up the mods. Let's do balanced. And, we'll play the roulette. That's based around the coins you get, and I think they do give you the opportunity to play 2 of them on the loading screen. The one thing I'm wondering is when the Series X, or when I get one, or if you're playing it on Series X, or this version on Series X, is the loading so fast that you don't have time to do that? Let's see what's going on.
2, 1, go!
Another boost off the line. We're hearing a great remix of Afterburner from Afterburner 2. As we're on the Afterburner, carrier area, and all those ships and planes shooting stuff, and all the explosions going on, and it is wonderful. Wow. Alright, that stunt failed, by the way, is when you're in the air, you can press any direction on the right analog stick, and you'll do a stunt. And the idea is if you land it, you're going to get a speed boost when you come out of it, or you'll get hit by the drone like I just did. If I did a roll, I landed on the ground, and I have a little bit of a boost. Or a transform boost, you go through the rings. Or in this case, I can go through this ring and start flying right away. Here's a wonderful remix of the Afterburner music. I will say, I kind of wish that they mixed more of them into this. There's some levels that are going to do that, actually. Well, the last level did that. Or they added other, well, hopefully, or another idea of them adding other ones like Final Takeoff. But alas, they did not. But still, it's pretty good. And we have Tails blasting past Danica Patrick. Yeah, it's still weird to get the sense of that, but that's what they did. And we will show off Danica Patrick. We'll show off every character. Every character, every mode, and every course. So I think that's kind of probably the smart way to be doing a racing game now I'm thinking about it. So, off we go. That nice boost as well. Actually, I guess what I probably should be doing is also explaining more going on with the weapons. I mentioned the glove. This is definitely Mario Kart influenced, but they have some unique elements as far as what they're doing. Okay, I just got the swarm. I'm tossing that out. It sends the buzz bombers out, and they'll basically crowd them around an area, and if the enemy, or if my opponents hit them, they're going to be stoned for a little bit. There you go. Hit that ring and got into the plane. And you want to get in the plane as quickly as you can because the plane goes faster. So, there you go. Well, I'm doing good. I just got to take out Pudding from, Space Channel 5. Of course, the rival reporter to Ooh La La from that game. Actually, one of the few music games we're going to be able to play for this channel because of concerns about licensed music on many of the other ones. Actually, that's what we're doing next week. We're doing a licensed game. We're doing Mad Maestro, or not a licensed game, a music game. We're doing Mad Maestro for PlayStation 2. We're going to be able to do it. I realized last week when we were playing Super Mario RPG, I don't think it was lagging from what I gathered, because I connected my PlayStation 2 to the television here that I got, and was running it, and it was fine, especially for a game like that where the responsiveness for, in the time button presses is vital. I was not noticing any problem playing it, so we're going to be able to do that game. And I've tried to use the ice to freeze my opponents and avoid buzz bombers. So far, looking good. This game does still look pretty nice. It runs at 30 FPS, as I mentioned. It's not like the PC version, which runs at 60, but it still is pretty fast, and it is consistent with how it runs. On the PC, it is consistent. It runs at 60 FPS locked. So if you don't have this game, get it on the PC. But even if you have another system, don't use it as an excuse to not play this, because it's good stuff. As unless you've already played it, in which case, yeah, you know I'm right about how good it is. And we won.
First place.
So yeah, we're doing pretty good tonight. So far, but I'm probably going to put it on the S1 just to showcase why that's a concern and why you gotta really bring your A game. This game gets really, really difficult. And I'll show that when we look briefly at the World Tour mode for all the other challenges, all the other things you gotta do, or could do. We have some nice experience for Tails for winning the race. You'll get less experience if you lose, but if you win, you get more. And you'll constantly be getting that failure going if you're going the World Tour. But yeah, so far so good. Alright, let's take a look next at the Samba Studios, going from Samba de Amigo for the Dreamcast. Let's go next, Bert.
Character select.
And pull out the next character on our docket. I'm going to go through probably each in a line, and then we'll just kind of go random. Alright, so there's Knuckles. He's kind of good at everything, it seems like, mostly, except for the All-Star move. And actually, we haven't shown one of those off. A little soon enough. Alright, let's take the standard. Play the slide. Okay, play the slots. Alright, titanium frame means that when you crash, you don't slow down as much. Alright, so here we are at the Samba Studios, hearing the title screen music from Samba de Amigo, which was on the Dreamcast. There's also a Wii version. We can kind of show that game off, sort of, but I have to pick very specific songs, so we're not getting into a licensed situation. In this case, it's not, because you have the Vamos e Carnaval, which I believe was a track in... Not in the initial Dreamcast version. It was in the 2000 game that did not come out in the US, but it is in the Wii game, which I do have, and was actually developed by Gearbox, who made Borderlands. But it's got issues with how it controls, especially because they try to replicate the Maraca controllers that the Dreamcast version had, and they were extremely rare to get on the Dreamcast, but it didn't work out that well. Yeah, we're going through the crazy town with all the buildings bouncing, and that's a sight when you play that game, when you get the music going so well, and you just get totally into that aspect, and the town's going crazy, and it's awesome stuff. And it's a uniquely Latin-flared, music game, where I can't really think of a whole lot that have that element to it. But it does do it really well, and you also get a lot of licensed tracks of things you'd expect, like Ricky Martin, and even the Macarena, which in a lot of cases you think, like, why would you ever want that on your video game? But yeah, you do on that game. You're making a game with Latin-infused music on the soundtrack. Yeah, you damn well better have the Macarena on it, or Tub Thumping, or some other stuff as well. Alright, Tub Thumping, that being a Chumbawamba song. If you're familiar with it. Alright, yeah, unfortunately, Knights caught my ice ball. Oh, I got my All-Star. I'll tell you what I'm going to do on this. I'm waiting till the end of the race, because the All-Star move basically makes you invincible, and it increases your speed exponentially. So you want to hold that till the last lap, especially on the super hard race like this. And when we do that, we're going to hear a nice piece of music that goes to each character. Or each character has their own all-star music that'll definitely hit some pings of nostalgia for you if you're a Sega fan like I am.
Great combo.
Actually, sounds like someone did go all-star, and you have the announcer saying that. Actually, no, that was Gum. She was playing, I don't know what that name track is. I think it's the dueling guitars from Space Channel 5 Part 2, which was the sequel that was on the PS2. It wasn't on the PS2 here, and it was also on the Dreamcast in Japan. I think it's also on the 360 and the PS3, but anyway. Or you survive Flippy. When you get hit by the tornado, you flip around and your controls reversed. So what I'm waiting to do, though, is I'm waiting to get closer to the end of the track and then let my All-Star go, so we can win. It's kind of feasibly a cheap way, but it'll make sure that I can keep my winning streak going. Oh! But yeah, they're going to be hitting me a lot on this difficulty, so yeah, I'm not always doing so hot. Alright, let's do it now. With the power of the Master Emerald, we're hearing Unknown from ME from Sonic Adventure, and it is amazing. And, I might not even be able to win with this. Or, okay, scratch that. Yeah, I did. Okay. Oh, yeah, Rystar is your flagman in this game. It was Knights in the previous game, and actually fans complained saying, like, how dare you not put Knights in the game? And then Sega and Sumo said, okay, we'll put him in the next one. And now we get Rystar in this game, too. Game I'm going to have to show off at some point, but yeah, we're going to get all the Sega love going on this one. That's good times, for sure. And we leveled up. Alright, at least I'm glad I got to show this off. When you do a level up, you unlock a mod for that character. In this case, I unlocked speed. So I can put down Knuckles and make him run faster. Okay. Yeah, so far it's going pretty well, and I think, as far as this is going to be more of a relaxed perspective as far as the racing elements. But yeah, it's definitely going to be a good time. And so far, I'm having a good time, even within just a couple minutes playing. Let's finish out this group of tracks here. Full Dragon Canyon. This is from Panzer Dragoon. Let's complete the element. Like, I got a victory on every one. Let's go on easy, and then I'll probably go through hard and expert continuing. All right, next we have II from Super Monkey Ball, who is specializing in acceleration and handling in particular, and the All-Star move. Speed, not so much, but we can fix that with a mod.
Arcade mod.
Oh, let's put the arcade mod. Yeah, the arcade mod, they do tie those mods based around the origins of each of these characters, because Super Monkey Ball was an arcade game, or Monkey Ball was an arcade game, and then the GameCube game came out. That's how that fits. And here we are on the Dragon Canyon with the title screen music from Panzer Dragoon, which I played before, briefly, for the Shooter Showcase, and we'll have to get back to that game at some point. Yeah, we'll get this wonderful flyby and the great orchestral music going along with it. And those weird little plant things.
3, 2, 1, go!
Alright, there we go. So off we go. And this is a good way of, as I said, showing off Sonic stuff, but also getting other Sega franchises. So at that point, eventually we'll hit probably all of these except Burning Rangers. I'm not making any promises on that, because that game goes for like $800 now. And even Panzer Dragoon, I mean, I have some of them. My girlfriend has others, or she has 2. I have 1, and the remake of 1. So you can go that way, but there's other ones that maybe we're not going to be able to unless we buckle down and save the money for Panzer Dragoon Saga. Or if they re-release it. Please Sega re-release it. I'm hoping for that. Maybe at E3. Maybe they'll announce something, but who knows. And we're going through... Yeah, we're going through the canyon, and actually... Yeah, okay, now I'm realizing why it's easy, because I put it on easy, or remembering, I should say. As you're going along, just drifting. Also, you charge the drift up, by the way. It's like Mario Kart, where you charge it up, and as you go along longer, the color at the back of it will change. It's red now, but when it goes to, like, I guess, purple and blue, then you're going all the way. And it's nice stuff for that.
Ice!
There's my ice, which tends to be the most useful weapon, honestly. Because when you use that, you're able to feasibly freeze enemies when you hit all 3 bullets with them. In fact, let's, yeah, Daytona car, let's freeze you. There you go. Unfortunately, one thing they do miss with the Daytona car is they don't let you turn into the horse that you can turn into in the Sega Saturn edition of that. Oh, and he has the hot rod. They do give you a little indicator on the little pictures of the characters behind you showing what they might have. X to look backwards. We'll probably show the hot rod at some point. We're probably going to just cover everything. And, yeah, that's what I'm liking about this. Kind of a rapid-fire take as far as showing it off, although, as I said, I don't know completely how to handle racing game. All right, there we go. Yeah, I did get a drift level 2 as it boost becomes stronger. But we have to go on the water, blue ring, so here we go. And you can cook your drifts into that to have the drift level 2 as it go in the water now. And you have other aspects of the level and the waves coming up. I guess this is kind of a preview to send to the other water-based games we could do, like Wave Race or Hydro Thunder or Splashdown. There we go. Okay, so we have the fall there, and basically anytime you see a jump, it's almost like if anyone in the chat's played this, I'm gonna assume they probably have, Crash Team Racing, where you do the hop off of a jump and you land to it and you get a boost. In this case, when you have a jump like that, you want to do a flip off of it. Do a multi-flip like that. Basically, you can do as many tricks in the air as you want as long as you land them, or as you land it. Otherwise, you'll get that stunt failed element. Yeah, and I'm decimating this race because I'm uneasy, but we'll go on to not easy as we go along. Yeah, just enjoying the nice sights, sounds, and Sega elements. And yeah, the Panzer Dragoon element is very nice, driving with the II from Super Monkey Ball. So yeah, this is, I guess, in some ways, along with Fighters Megamix, probably the most, you know, Sega's gotten into, like, the Smash Brothers element of mixing all the franchises. Oh, but that worm thing destroyed the road, and yeah, we gotta go take it to the skies. I always love that. I love the idea of how dynamic these tracks are. They're changing constantly as you go along, but they're not changing completely, so it's like, oh yeah, I have to learn something completely different each time, maybe throw you off, but yeah, it doesn't happen too badly. It changes up enough to keep you on your toes, but not so much you're going to feel totally overwhelmed. It's good stuff. I am just destroying the competition, but that's also why I'm going to be... Am I going to be lapping Joe Masashi? Or, okay, no, they're going that way. So, yeah, they're just going over me. But, yeah, we're going to be hitting on to the other difficulties. So far, I got a victory on B, A, and S, and now we're on E, or C, just to showcase that. And the rest of it, we're going to go probably on to A and S. Good times indeed.
Twister.
Yeah, I've got items. I don't really even need to use them. You can shoot them forward and backwards, but in this case, it doesn't really matter how this is working. Yeah, the other thing you do is when you come out of the circle like that, do a trick to land on the ground with it, get a transform boost. But yeah, we're winning, no question about this. Unless I just stop at the finish line and let them, you know, come up to me, but I'm not going to do that. Alright, shoot a firework backwards. There we go. Yeah, I wonder what those times are going to be, because they do show you the times of the other characters when they finish. I guess they... Do they do like Mario Kart where they just randomize it? Yeah, yeah, they do. Alright, so yeah, I was almost 30 seconds ahead of Ages. I get some experience for winning. You don't get as much when you're playing on the lower difficulty, so for the rest of this, we're going to go on hard and S. Or A and S, I should say.
Choose your track.
Alright, so that's all of those out. And we'll definitely take a look at the mirror tracks as well. Next up, let's keep the monkey ball rolling and go to Temple Trouble. We're going in A on this one.
Character select.
And I guess I'm just going to go down the line on each of these, but yeah, eventually we'll hit everybody. Alright, next we're going to take Beat from Jet Set Radio. And yeah, in his case, yeah, this is a Dreamcast game, or was initially, so you have the Dreamcast mod you can run around. His skills are with handling and boost. Well, sort of boost, and sort of acceleration. Yeah, his All-Star element is not that good. Alright, we're going to play... Let's do Balanced. What Balanced will do is it'll put it in line with other stuff, or there's other skills. Alright, I got Ice to start this with the roulette. You don't have to do that, but it may as well. There we go. We have more going on as far as the Super Monkey Ball element. This is actually the music from the Monkey Target game. Hi, Electverse. How you doing? How has your weekend been? How has your week been? And how are you doing? We've been doing a little bit with the Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transform you suggested. We're doing the Xbox 360 version through the Xbox One. And Super Monkey Ball, I know you've asked about this franchise a bit. I know you mentioned that you want to see a new one of these. So yeah, we're hitting it with Beat from Jet Set Radio. And I'm totally screwing up on the boost. We'll do that again later. Alright, and I did start with an ice ball because I used the coins I had to get through the roulette. Basically how this is going to work as far as how we're playing it, just to give you an idea since you're just jumping on now. I'm okay. Good to hear that. Just to give you an idea of how we're going to be doing this, we're just going to be driving around pretty much. Just going through all the courses. I did unlock all the characters and all the stages. I didn't unlock all the mods, but I unlocked a good amount. Basically show off all the modes we can, all the characters, go into elements of these franchises. I'm going to assume you have some stuff to say about that. And chat, let me know other things, like versus anybody else as well, what you got, and we'll go into that. It's always a fun part, and seeing that of the first racing game we have. I'll try to go through this passage. Actually, the best part here to kind of get... There you go, get to Drift Level 3, which is the most you can do, and off we go, and do a transform into the boat. I do love the idea of having these multiple vehicles going. And now we're in first. And there we go, the reverse hit. We'll see how it's going on with potential achievements. I've unlocked a bunch of them, but there's definitely a couple I have not, including the Justice Shot, which is if you shoot... I think you have to hit 10 enemies with shooting backwards in a course. Now we have Vise going against from Skies of Arcadia. Yeah, my fellow Dreamcast brethren, as far as comparison with Beat. Yeah, we can't let that stand, so let's get going. Yeah, we got certain aspects of this level. Here's the thing as far as the Super Monkey Ball. I've mentioned this before. My experience with Super Monkey Ball is slightly limited. I only played Super Monkey Ball 2 for GameCube and also the Banana Blitz, the HD release of Banana Blitz. Okay, I did play a little bit of Super Monkey Ball Deluxe, which is the collection of 1 and 2 for the Xbox and PlayStation 2. I think this is from Banana Blitz. I believe all the character designs of the Monkey Ball stuff is from that game. Actually, I think this piece of music is from that game as well, but correct me, chat, that's not right. Why try and get Wreck-It Ralph out of the way? Yeah, Wreck-It Ralph is in this game, because this came out right when Wreck-It Ralph came out, and because Sonic was in that movie. Actually, he was in both of the movies. That one and its sequel, Ralph Breaks the Internet, which is definitely the weaker of the two, if you ask me. But, Yeah, if you disagree, let me know. We'll get into that and go into what our thoughts might be with that or other aspects of the Sega and Sonic goodness for this 5th month of Super Sonic Game Saturday. I guess this is the almost a year technically of Super Old Game Saturday, although it wasn't necessarily going into you on Banana Blitz. Okay, you're not a fan of Banana Blitz. I want to ask you a question then, because I played the HD edition, or I have the HD edition on this system. Are you talking about the HD version, or are you talking about the Wii version? Because I do know the Wii game came out right when the Wii released. I remember at the time people thought it was pretty good, but they kind of soured on it a bit, and they kind of liked the other ones, both of them. Okay, so you played both of them. Neither one of that great. All right, we got the all-star of Tales going on, hearing the invincibility music from Sonic Adventure, which we'll get to. All right, then, in that case, I will say this as far as Banana Blitz of what I played of it, on the HD edition at least. I did notice that some of the bosses seem a little cryptic, so I don't know if maybe that's what you're talking about, is why your disdain of it is, and also what your favorite game of the series might be. Or for that matter, because I know they made a sequel of sorts to Banana Blitz for the Wii, Step and Roll, which utilized the Wii balance board. I found it boring compared to the other Super Monkey Ball games. And see, it's funny, I've heard that, because I'll be honest with you, the first time I played Super Monkey Ball, it was not with the Banana Blitz game, it was with the Super Monkey Ball Deluxe. Yes, okay. So, I mean, it was Super Monkey Ball Deluxe on Xbox. I played it, I thought it was fun enough, but something didn't completely click. And then what happened was a couple years ago, I was at MagFest, they have like the TV setup, I mentioned that a couple times. They had Super Monkey Ball 2 for GameCube setup. My girlfriend and I were playing it, we were loving it. And I was like, I don't know what it was, because I played Monkey Ball Deluxe on... Oh, no, we don't want to play the race. We're going to go to another race. But I was thinking, I really liked that one. I kind of liked how I played with the GameCube controller, just that big analog stick. It goes to something I sometimes say with the GameCube pad, of like, sometimes it's specific to other things, or it's like, when does it work really well? I love Deluxe. Okay, I mean, because the first time I played, I was like, wait a minute, is there something I'm missing? And then I played 2 and I really liked it. But it's been years since I played Deluxe, so that'd probably be the best way, I guess, to go about playing that again. I mean, what would you say as far as what your favorite game in the franchise would be? I mean, Deluxe is 1 and 2 from what I understand, but I don't know if there's other elements of the Super Monkey Ball element that you like, which ones really nail it for you. I mean, in my case, I think it was really 2 of the ones I played. I just liked kind of the way that felt. Even the point where I bought my girlfriend a copy, and she was just loving that game, because we played it, and we just adored it. I was like, I gotta pick a copy of this up. And I was like, oh, she liked this. She likes a lot of the tilting, Labyrinth games. She's a big one on Marvel Blast Ultra when that was, around on the 360. I think you could feasibly find it online. It's free. But, yeah, so she kind of likes those kind of things, and Monkey Ball kind of hit her in the sweet spot, as did me. All right, for the next character, though, we went through Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Ii. Let's keep the Monkey Ball train going with Ii. Let's pull out a mod on him. Let's do the arcade mod. Because Monkey Ball was an arcade game initially, and then it was a GameCube game. Besides those two, no idea. So, to be fair, I guess there haven't been a whole lot of games in the series. I mean, there kind of were. I mean, there were a couple on the portables. There's one on the Game Boy Advance, Super Monkey Ball Jr., which I heard was actually really good, surprisingly. There was Super Monkey Ball Adventure. You want to hear the EU game? I've heard that being an EU game in terms of elements of it. It was Traveler's Tales who developed that one. It's like a specific arm of them that then went defunct after that game released. And then Banana Blitz and Step and Roll. And some of the portable ones I mentioned on 3DS and Vita. And then most recently just Banana Blitz HD. So I was like, alright, but feasibly, if that'll get more attention, to go to that franchise. Because I did like what I played of it, and even what I played sort of Banana Blitz, I liked, although I will admit, if you're going to force me down, I'd basically say I like 2 more of what I played. But again, I don't have a whole lot of experience. Uh-oh. Alright, that was the drone I just got hit by. By the way, we are on a different one. I remember that. It's okay. Okay. The Monkey Ball Adventure, or I guess which one? But anyway, we're in Sonic Colors territory. We're going the Starlight Carnival route, which is fitting for the Sonic Saturday element of this, but also the fact they might be remaking Sonic here, or Sonic Colors, from what I understand. That's been a rumor for the past month or so, but nothing has come out of it yet, and the thought is E3 next month we're going to hear something, and we will cover some of the stuff of E3 for some of the streams we're doing next month, because Adventure, yeah, I haven't played Adventure, I just heard it wasn't very good, but my experience with the Monkey Ball Games is limited enough, like, I can't really tell. I mean, if you want to see that adventure game, I'd be willing to check it out. Or check any of them out, specifically. Even get Deluxe again, because I don't think Deluxe costs that much. I mean, I don't even think... Because I've noticed those games have gone up a little bit on the GameCube. Deluxe, I think, is kind of in line as far as... What console do you play that on? I mean, I noticed you say PlayStation 2 for a lot of stuff. Was it PlayStation 2 you played that on? Because I played it on Xbox when I played it. But again, that was years ago. At some point, I definitely want to... I mean, here's the theme of a lot of these games, or a lot of these games elements we're going to see here tonight. Games I would want to take a chance... Xbox. Okay. Alright, yeah, because that's where I played it. Because I know it was on the PlayStation 2 as well. Alright, we'll do the All-Star, and you'll have to maybe potentially be my ears on this one, because I'll tell you, I did some research on this game also before I did this, because I want to make sure I have all the references to the music, because we have like the Starlight Carnival music from Sonic Colors here. I got the All-Star item, so that means we're going to have the invincibility element. I'm going to wait till near the end of the race to use it. But I was not able to completely pin down where the music came from as far as what II's All-Star move is. I had the one on the 3DS. Yeah, I remember that was a launch game for that system. I remember that sounded to me like it would be a good fit because of the circle pad on the system. But even the junior one, the one that was in the Game Boy Advance, I remember they did like... That was an interesting one, because that was a period where Sega was doing a lot of old Sega stuff on the Game Boy Advance of a lot of franchises. And then they also did... Oh, whoa. Alright, there's Danica Patrick giving us apparently the NASCAR theme, so I don't know if I'm going to get content strike for that one, but it's kind of weird as far as how hearing it. Same one also when we get to Wreck-It Ralph. But yeah, there's Danica Patrick of NASCAR. We're going to have to beat her and, or get exploded by... Okay, Amy. Oh yeah, we're almost on the last lap. Alright, let's do our All-Star move. I didn't care for it. Oh, the 3DS one. Okay, I was mentioning there was the ones on the Game Boy Advance. It was like a period of stuff that Sega was doing of ports of things to that system you wouldn't necessarily believe. Stuff like Super Monkey Ball Jr., where it was a 3D engine they built for that game to run it. And they did a take on Space Channel 5, and they even ported Jet Grind Radio to the Game Boy Advance, which is now really expensive. And it's by Vicarious Visions, who are going to be doing the Diablo 2 remaster soon. And they got almost all the music from the Dreamcast game on that Game Boy Advance card. I was like, how did they do that? And how do they make it so that it's running as well as it does? I think they ran on the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 engine, which they also made for that system. And it was awesome stuff. So, I mean, it's kind of incredible, all those things. But Monkey Ball, on the Advance, I was surprised it did a good enough job of it. But I think what I guess we're coming down to on Monkey Ball is that you can play any of them, play 1 and 2, or the Deluxe game, which is your way. Racing doesn't feel good on the 3DS. So you played this on 3DS. Is that what you're saying? Okay, I think I might have played the 3DS version as a demo, maybe, because they did put a demo of this on the eShop, I think. But, yeah, I mean, I don't remember much about it. I guess here's the other thing. As far as racing on 3DS, I guess it's Mario Kart 7. Would you say that does it well or not? All right, we're going to go to the Seasonal Shrines, your Shinobi element, in a second. We're going to do Rogue's Landing first. Get our Skies of Arcadia element. But yeah, I would say, and let's go into something what you're saying as far as the elements of that. All right, let's pull another character out. No. Okay. Yeah, I think that's what it is. The thing about this game is this is on PC as well, as far as on the systems. This is on a bunch of things. If you want to get this game, I say get it on the PC, because it runs at 60 FPS. It has extra characters, which we kind of went into a little earlier. I mean, they even had, like, characters from Team Fortress, and it's Simon Lane from the Yogg's cast. I was like, what? It seemed like a random concept, but apparently they had that. Alright, for the Skies of Arcadia level, we're not going to play the Skies of Arcadia character. We're going to be playing as Beady Joe from Crazy Taxi. Another game that licensed music is going to kind of stymie me on, but I probably will just turn the music down on that, and we'll pretend we're doing, like, the Offspring stuff of, yeah, 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 yeah. But, not yet. I would, but I don't have the PC. Yeah, I mean, even if you don't, I would say, I mean, because I bought this initially for this system, or for Xbox 360. But yeah, in that case, it's like, well, yeah, if you have it on something, feasibly, one of the consoles will go. I mean, it is on PS3. It is not, unfortunately, on PlayStation Now. So if you have PS4 or PS5, it's not playable there. I don't know if they're adding that on there, because they have some Sega stuff, but they don't have that one in particular. But even so, I was like, I still think this runs really nice, even on just this system, or even on the Wii U, where it also was, although from what I understand, I think they patched the Wii U game because there were some other aspects of it that were weird initially. Although, one thing the Wii U version does have that's unique over this one is for the multiplayer. We're also going to try the online. We're going to see if I can run into anybody playing this. But on Wii U, there is local multiplayer for up to 5 players, where it's only 4 on this, on PS3, and I guess on the portables as well. I mean, I don't know as far as that, but yeah, the Wii U version does have that. And it does have the Mii's as your character as opposed to 360 avatars, which I have here. And also, we're going to get around the fact that Ryo Hazuki from Shenmue is not in this game, because I have the avatar outfit for Ryo from the last Sonic and Sega, or Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing game, the one that came before this. So I was like, yeah, Ryo is in this game. I'm making it happen, damn it. It's like, yeah, they didn't put him in officially. It's only in the PC version. But I was like, yeah, no, I'm making it happen with my avatar. So we'll go all out on that eventually. And there's Ulawa. Again, we're getting a lot of Dreamcast elements, although you might have seen with BD Joe, he had the arcade mod, because it was an arcade game first, but it kind of was, specific as far as the Dreamcast is concerned. But we are in Skies of Arcadia Land in our nice village here, and of course we have the Valiant Empire with all the pirate flying ships going around, destroying the place, and taking down, feasibly, the Little Jack. I'm baffled by Joe Masashi. I'm going to take it you're going to say about what they did with the music for him in this. Am I right? We'll get into that when we do the Seasonal Shrines elements. But yeah, do tell me your Joe Masashi element. And also, I want to reiterate something. I've been doing the editing on the videos for the YouTube site this week. And I was going back to the one I'm doing now is the stuff we were doing for Digital Pictures Night. I was mentioning when we were doing Shinobi 3 at some point, I know I wanted to get to that. I made a decision to myself, I was like, you know what? I want to show this off, and I know you want to see it, and other people want to see this too. July 2nd, I believe, we're doing Shinobi 3. And, yeah, I'm just going to tell you right now, it's something nice to look forward to. I'm going to have to do some practice with that game, though, because I've actually never beaten it, despite being a fan of it. Oh, and getting hit by the blowfish. But I'm going to do a little bit of practice of that. That's why I'm pushing it out a little bit. Then also we have the June stuff set already. But I want to have practice on that, because we're going to finish that game. We're going to go into all the elements of that game and why it is amazing. But yeah, do tell me what's going on as far as Joe Masashi. That's actually Jiro Masashi, Joe's father, as far as in this game. You mean, right? Or in Shinobi 3. Because I guess maybe I'm off as far as the legacy of the Shinobi game, despite the fact that I'm talking up on Revenge of Shinobi and Shinobi 3 in particular. But yeah, do let me know as far as what that is, and we'll have discussion, which is what I love about the show and what's going on really well. Something interesting about the flying taxi. In this case, there's not a case in Crazy Taxi. We did have the hop in the second and third game, so there's that as well. Flying along, avoiding the pirate ship shooting at us, and there we go, the Valiant Empire. There we go, for the win. Actually, we're going to see the Masashi element going on next. And going to the weird stuff on the music with that, because I was looking into that a little bit, but we'll get into that probably after this. Alright, there we go. So, beating Shadow and Pudding, it seems like that's how that's going. We're just going into the single races now, but we'll do other stuff as we go along and get some nice experience for BD Joe. Or in his words, yeah, we're going to have some fun. Indeed, we are having fun, I think. Well, I'm having fun. Hopefully, chat, you are as well. Alright, so let's talk Shinobi then, because they did give us a course themed after Shinobi, the Seasonal Shrines. It has one of the best pieces of music in the game. You know what, let's make this real. Here is Joe Masashi, but you're saying that this came out of the 3DS edition, and that was the design they put on that. I've not played the 3DS game. I've heard it's good, and I know you've mentioned it. We talked about that before. But yeah, I know it was apparently different, and I guess Shinobi for 3DS was the recent one at the time. And that's so weird we get into the All-Star element, because I know this might be a little bit of a... Oh, you know what? There is the console mod, if we get the boost going. And, let's take the balanced approach. Yeah, because the All-Star move in this game, for some reason, I don't know why. I guess that's another. So thank you for letting me know that. It's like, so we have Jiro Masashi from the 3DS game. We have the intro of the stage here, giving us trying to remember. This is Izatoi from Shinobi 3, and the All-Star music of him is of well, not of any of these classic Shinobi games. It's from, I have my thing written down. Yeah, it's Patience. It's a theme from Hatsuma from the PS2 Shinobi. So I was like, okay, they're really mixing stuff around. Like, Yeah, it is weird that way. I mean, I'm not even someone who has a whole lot of following on Shinobi, except for really the early ones. And here we go. We got this amazing remix of Itaden from Shinobi 3. And I remember when I heard this, I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. Even though they got, like, elements of the character as far as wrong. And I guess, yeah, we're on the jet ski feasibly. I mean, I guess I'll say this. Here's another weird thing, I guess. Is that, I would think he would be on, or no, maybe he is. And when we get to Shinobi 3, we'll do this. When he's on that, the thing he's riding on in the 4th level, when you have Whirlwind running on. Oh, and there's a little bit of graphic oddity here. There's, like, some kind of element of that. I don't know if that's in the other versions, or maybe the Series X will fix that when you run this through it. But, anyway, yeah. I was going to say that little thing, it looked like it was that thing he's riding in the 4th level. It was like, it didn't quite look like that. It looked almost like a Wave Runner, which might be another failed Sega reference to Wave Runner, the arcade game they made from the 90s. We got Hot Rod. What that is, you go ahead like this, get close, and hit that A button and shoot the fire out. Catch something in it, you're good, but you want to do that before the little meter goes up, otherwise you'll, I guess you'll have a overheat and you'll stop. There we go. We do have this wonderful remix of Itaden, and then also goes into Japan-esque from that game as well for Shinobi 3. So good, though. I was like, yeah, this sounds terrific. I remember when I first played this, I had played Shinobi 3 at the time, although I got to that one a little later. So, I was like, and I realized, oh, let me listen to this. Like, oh, wait a second. I was like, oh my god, it's from Shinobi 3! And I was really happy. And it is a terrific remix. Actually, I guess let's go into that with the remixes. The remixes in this game were done all by Richard Jacques, who did the music for Sonic R. And there are remixes from Sonic R for sure, as we've heard a couple of them so far. Or heard one of them. We heard Supersonic Racing on the Ocean View track. But yeah, they did a really great job with a lot of this stuff. Even when sometimes it sounds a little different. Like, wait a minute, what is this? Actually, I had to do a lot of research just to find, like, which of these games have the music where they are. But, like, yeah. Okay, there you go. Joe Musashi is just as confused as we are that it's Jiro Musashi from the 3DS game with a with an all-star move that we haven't gotten that's coming from the PlayStation 2 Shinobi game. So yeah, definitely a strange aspect. Oh, whoa. Okay, yeah, you can sometimes off course. I was like, I never saw that happen. But yeah, that's the other reason of doing a game like this. Hopefully, if I'm back far enough, I can get the All-Star and we can get Patience going specifically. Or say Eggman, boom, go away. Alright, there we go. I got the... Ooh! Okay, yeah, that was interesting. How did I recover if I didn't use my boost, unless I had the 2 boosts? You can find the yellow item box and they give you double items. Oh, there we go, Alex Kidd, and you hear the remix of the original Alex Kidd theme. Yeah, let's see if we can't beat who's... Oh, beat, fitting. Alright, come on, man. This is probably one of my favorite tracks in the game now I'm thinking about it, just because of the aesthetics and also because of the elements of it. You know, it's weird how they're like cross-mixing stuff with Shinobi, but oh no! I don't want to fall off again. Alright, yeah, Sonic, this might be your Sonic Game Saturday or your Super Sonic Game Saturday segment, but yeah, we gotta beat you. Okay, we're not beating Beat, but it's like we got second, so that's fine. Alright, not too bad, Jiro. Thank you for letting me know that, because I guess I was the ignorant one. I call myself the Sega fan. I was like, no, I mean, as I've mentioned before, this is not just the idea of me coming out here rattling stuff and saying, like, look at all I know, look how great I am. No, 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 I am not great. I do not know everything. And that proves it, and it's also the case of why I love this. The idea of people pointing out, like, wait a minute, here's this element of this game, or elements of the connection, so... Yeah, strange. We'll come back to these levels again later. Here we show off all the other modes. I'll go to the World Tour for that, and we'll check online at some point. But I think this is kind of, I guess, the good way to go as far as the showcase of a racing game. It's like, alright, fine, how's this going to work? Alright, in this one we have, of course, from Jet Set Radio, Sonic & Knuckles, Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg, and Knights. You know, let's take a look at the Billy Hatcher element. I mentioned this when we talked about Shadow the Hedgehog last month. This is a GameCube game from Sonic Team that costs a lot of money now, And it kind of plays like Katamari Damacy a little bit. It's one I kind of want to get again just to see, like, what is it all about. Oh, it's, oh yeah, Billy Hatcher's not in this game. He was in the last one as far as a playable character. But, yeah, no, there's a course for him, but no character. Yeah, another weirdness. But, alright, let's take Mimi from Super Monkey Ball, who specializes in acceleration. But, I think we need to adjust that a little. Okay, you can't really do much as far as the mods I have. Yeah, I haven't necessarily played as her that much, although I've at least played with these characters enough to get them all up to level 2. Oh, fitting, we got the banana. So we start with Ice. On the Chili Castle! Alright, there we go. And also, that's one thing that Series X is going to fix your scene right there. The little stuttering on that, I guess that carousel or whatever it is. Because the Series X, when you play this on that, it's going to tap in to the 30 FPS they're going on this, and so it should be really nice. Alright, there is Billy Hatcher. Sorry you're not in this game, my friend. That's where we're going to be when we play Sega and Sonic All-Stars Racing, the game that came before this. Yeah, here we are. My knowledge of Billy Hatcher is not that storied, I will say that, because I've only played the demo of the GameCube game. At some point I will try and see if I can't hopefully find that cheap, just because I'm a Sega person and I like to get that perspective. And show off a different game than people would, expect. We're going through the town with the Icy Element, which definitely is not fitting for May at this time of year, but yeah, good stuff. I mean, I guess the thing about Billy Hatcher, just to go into that, it seems as if when I played it, okay, oh, that was lucky I avoided the drone. But when I played it, it's a game that was insanely childish as far as, like, the tone of it. I know there are people saying, like, man, it seems like this is something for young kids, really young kids. And I guess so. But then again, I'm not necessarily one of those people who says, oh, it necessarily needs to be... A game can be fun or interesting regardless of who it's aimed for, as far as a target audience. So it's like, I can be a man in my middle 30s loving a game like that, or even just appreciating the weirdness of this kid in a chicken outfit with the song going la 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 la. And still find it a little charming, even though it is something, yeah, it's intended for kids. I mean, it is a very weird game in a lot of ways, and I mentioned when we did Shadow the Hedgehog, I don't really think I knew what to make of it at the time, but something that I think because as more time has passed, I'm kind of curious just to give it another look. And feasibly showed off as another, underappreciated or under-discussed game from Sega, which there definitely were a lot in that era on GameCube, PlayStation 2, and Xbox. That was right when they went away from making consoles into making games. Like, a lot of strange stuff that came out of theirs. There was, there's also a game called Amazing Island, which was on GameCube, which I never played, but I heard very weird things about. I don't know if you've ever played that, chat, or not. And I guess Billy Hatcher was a case of that, although with the idea of it being another game at the time from Yuji Naka, there was always that curiosity. It's like when Balan Wonderworld came out this year, even though apparently it wasn't very good. And I still have the demo that they took off of the marketplace, but still that excitement of, hey, you have this, famous person as far as gaming making something, and what are they going to give as their next, I've mentioned that, the next, classic or the next big thing. I think people were hoping something like Balan Wonderworld would be like that, but it turned out to be not. Well, I guess we're waiting for something new as far as Knights, and there is Knights, and we'll go to Knights' course next. And hopefully I'll avoid the... Oh, that was nice. The evasion. Yeah, the drone is a little weird as far as that, because it kind of locks onto enemies, but then it's also the kind of thing you can kind of dive out of the way of it at the last minute. So it's not like the red shell in Mario Kart, and in some ways it's not even like, and this is definitely an out there game, and one I want to show off just because its one is a lot better than you think it would be. Looney Tunes Space Race, which came out from Atari for the Dreamcast and the PlayStation 2, which has this item where you drop like an anvil on the opponent's heads. And it's hard to avoid that, but yeah, if you're careful you can do it, or quick you can do it. And that's a underrated kart racing. I'll tell you that right now. It's actually probably the best kart racer that the Dreamcast has. Although considering there are only, I think, 3 or 4, that probably isn't saying a whole lot, because there was also, no Knights! Alright, Amigo won, but, yeah, whatever. Yeah, the only other kart racers that the Dreamcast had, aside from that one, were, well, Sega didn't make one. Oh, no, there were 4. There were, the Looney Tunes Space Race, there was Wacky Races, which I think was by Atari as well. There was South Park Rally, which I also have, and there was also the Walt Disney World Magical Racing Tour. Talk about weird stuff with your, licensed game or your game of connecting something. It's a racing game based on Disney World areas that doesn't have like Mickey Mouse, Goofy, or Donald Duck, but it has like all these other weird characters of things. They definitely went deep on that, and that was a game that technically is from Square because it was published by Eidos, and Square owns Eidos now. So like, yeah, that was strange, but that was before Square came into the picture. But anyway, I got second on that one, which was okay. I mean, I'm doing okay as far as it, and this is more, admittingly, this is not like some of the other games that we'll often do, which we're going to go for show and skill or showing a completion. I technically did that already. It's like, well, I don't want to be here while you're seeing me fail the same challenges over and over. We'll see that when we go into the World Tour. But next, yeah, we're going to do the night stuff. So yeah, I told you we're getting back to nights sooner than you might have expected. We will play the Saturn game again, or play the Saturn game specifically, because based on what I played of it for that one stream and the Christmas Nights version of that, I think we need to play it on the actual system. In fact, let's pull Nights out. And this is going on. Here's the other, I guess, weird element as far as character mixing. Yeah, it's pulling Nights more from, and I don't know if chat's played this, Nights Journey into Dreams, which is the Wii sequel, which I remember thinking was, okay, although I played it before I played the first one, so I don't know if that was something potentially wrong with it. So you do have the same voice of Nights from that game, which of course then changes the idea that Nights is supposed to be a character representing both of the characters of that game, of the children, Clarice and Elliot. But yeah, in Journey of Dreams, they're like, no, we're just going to specifically say, like, no, Nights is, like, female, and a lot of people were really mad about that. But, and they still have the same voice to that, but you have a lot of elements more to the Saturn game in particular. Like this great remix of Spring Valley, or Eternal Horn's name of the track. Spring Valley is the level, and it is glorious stuff. I'm not doing well, but I have to go through the rings. Unfortunately, I did miss one opportunity, which is getting the sound effects going, the blum, 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 but unfortunately not. But you do go into these areas and find the other characters. There's Gilwing. Of course, I fought when we did it before, or when I played it for the HD release back at Christmas. And we'll see other elements of that, too. Oh, there we go. There's the super pickup. That's the super glove, by the way, which I think it holds on screen longer, and you're able to hold out or grab an item sooner. All right, now we're in the boat area, which this is from the Wii game, from what I understand. So, like, all right, they're kind of mixing that way as far as this. You get to go over here and do barrel rolls specifically. Woo. Which I guess goes into what you were saying, like, versus the idea of whether Retro Studios is going to be doing that Star Fox racing game that's been rumored. Which, yeah, that might be an interesting case to be doing a barrel roll that way. But we'll see, and we'll see at E3, which is not too far away from now. As I mentioned, on June 12th and June 19th, the streams we do, we will talk about E3 stuff. Myself, chat, and my girlfriend is going to be on each of those. And also the next Supersonic Game Saturday we're going to do. So that's going to be fun when we get to that. All right, there we go. We got All-Star. Again, I'm going to wait. And as far as the track of that, I believe the track for the piece of music that plays for Nights is kind of a remix of, like, the main theme, sort of, I think. This is a hard one to beat down. Usually when you go online for things, like, there's a classic game like this, or classic game elements in something like this, or like Smash Brothers, they give you, like, an itemized list of everything that's in it, as far as music references, what this is, what that is. Not really with this one, despite how old it is. So I had to do some, do some research on that, but I did find some stuff to it. Or there's Puffy. We didn't see when we played actual Nights, or the demo of Nights. That was like a little bit of a primer. We will only play it again, though. But there we go. I do like that idea of the courses changing to certain degrees, and this course, it's basically just that. This is also, I think, the only level in the game where you do not have the car on. Oh. Okay, I failed the stunt, but it still said I did the super jump. I think that's because I did the jump and then landed. Alright, I missed the ring there. But I got a nice multi-roll. Actually, I do like that touch. When you go into the transformation, you get that, which you do when you go into the gate in the actual game. So, putting aside some of the discrepancies that we found as far as, Shinobi and Super Monkey Ball and things like that, yeah, there was some attention to detail to this, but then again, that's also the beauty of when you have Sega fans or the Sega fandom looking at this saying, like, hey, wait a minute, what about this? Or then you get, like, Simon Tomley and Christian Whitehead making something, and they're like, oh yeah, they think putting in all these things that, fans of Sega like us in chats would be, laser focused on. Alright, there is the final boss of the game. That I did see because I did have to do off-screen play for that night's HD game to show off the Christmas portion. Yeah, it's gonna be good. You know what? Yeah, let's, oh, there we go. Yeah, you are, flying as knights, and you hit the A button. By the way, when you're in this, you hit the A button, you do your little, special move to attack things. Yeah, you do the drill dash, or the rainbow dash, or whatever it's called. So, yeah, it's good stuff. Whoa! But I came out weird. Uh-oh. I'm gonna get reversed by Knuckles, most likely. Alright, now the key for winning in this is gonna be if I can get to... Well, not hit that. Yeah, hit the ring there, because I can get into the air. If we get the super pickup, hope it's a boost. Okay, it's not. But I can still shoot the drone backwards and hope that they won't hit me. Alright, there we go. 'Cause, yeah, it would be wrong to lose on the Knights course with Knights. I think they do give you items as far as, or little sticker things. I'll go into that in a little bit as far as how that works. Ah, there we go. And also go into, like, how my license looks. Because you're seeing up there, there's pictures of E102 Gamma, BD Joe, and Rystar. There's a little bit of an element to that, and we can show it off, too. So get more experience for Knights, at least, as we go to the next stage. Alright, you know what, I think what I'll do is, we'll complete this section of it, and then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on the world tour, we're going to show off some of the courses that way, and we'll come back, we'll show all the other ones, but we'll do it that way. Alright, we're going into the Graffiti City, which is a very cramped level, I'm just going to tell you that right now. But, alright, let's see, who have we not shown? We've shown Amy, we've shown Alright, let's pull out Ooh La La from Space Channel 5, which is definitely going to be an interesting case when we play that one. Although, for the potential lag elements that I was mentioning last week, I'm going to want to look into that just to make sure that that's not going to be a concern. It's not going to be for Mad Meister when we do that next week. I was like, wait a minute. We had the issues with, or I thought I had issues with Mario RPG last week. That might be a controller thing, because I then connected my PlayStation 2 to play Mad Maestro. I had no problem with any of the responsiveness of it. So, Mad Maestro is on for next week, and here we are in the Graffiti City with, yeah, the Rikaku police force trying to take down our, our graffitiing. And fitting, I guess, we have Ooh La La coming to town to do the report on it. Because we dancing around, we'll listen to this kick-ass music by Dek Naganuma with good old DJ Professor K, baby, on the radio, or on Jet Set Radio. Yeah, we got the Jet Set Radio going as we are jumping in, what's the name of the track? Jumping and Falling Around, or, yeah, Everybody Jump Around is the track. And also, I think it goes into That's Enough, both from the first Jet Set Radio game, which they called Jet Grind Radio in the United States for some reason. I don't know why. But then with the sequel, they changed it just to Jet Set Radio for Jet Set Radio Future. And there are notes to that one in the next Jet Set Radio course that's here. Yeah, there you go. I do love the fact they do have the voices of the characters going, particularly for Ooh La La, although the Space Channel 5 stuff's a little weird because they took the voice samples directly from those Space Channel 5 games, the two that came out. For Pudding, we'll show this when we get to Pudding, they pulled one quote. There's an area in that game where Pudding gets knocked away and she goes, "Ah!" And then Ooh La La says, "Pudding!" They keep that line in the game with even Ooh La La saying Pudding, and they attribute it to Pudding. So that's another weird case, but, yeah, there you go. The more you see, oh! Right, there we go. It's like, there's the hot rod. Also, by the way, there's that little, at the end of that little, I guess, levels thing on it, or like the arrow thing on there. If it gets up to the top, don't let it happen or it'll blow up on you. There's Metal Sonic. I'm noticing we're seeing Metal Sonic a lot in the Super Sonic Saturday playthroughs we're doing. We saw him in Sonic CD, saw him in Knuckles Chaotix, saw him in Sonic Fighters, and we're seeing him in this one. So that's definitely an interesting case. I think that was the all-star move of Wreck-It Ralph. And actually, that is a track from the movie. They remixed it a bit. I think it's Life in the Arcade, or it's the end of it, I believe. I was getting that when we play with Ralph. But yeah, in the meantime, we're going down, and we're on lap 2, and yeah, I was going to say, I was like, around this point, you do have Professor K telling us that, the Rikaku police are around and that caused trouble in the streets. The one thing I will say they missed, if I'm just going to go into this idea, I kind of wish we had the voice of Officer Onishima from that game saying, "Send in the tanks! I don't care what you do, just get those kids!" But unfortunately, I don't have that. So, yeah, missed opportunity, but at least there's that, and I can point that out for the purpose of the Jet Set Radio element here.
Right. Don't let me down. Ralph has gone all-star. Firework.
Looks like there's Ralph again. Oh, yeah, I wasn't looking. Okay. Yeah, for a minute I thought that was an enemy I had to, knock down. But yeah, no, that's just the helicopter. Okay, those are the choppers. All right. So they did call the choppers in from Jet Set Radio. So remember that level where, and that's the funny thing about that game. The idea is like, yeah, the Rikaku Japanese police are trying to stop these kids doing graffiti, and they just bring in, helicopters shooting missiles down on them. And because it's all shaded, you have all these great, puffs of smoke going on. It is weird stuff. All right. Yeah, this is your course feasibly. He was like, yeah, I don't want you to win. Yeah, I think he's going to. Unless... Oh, there you go. Let the drone get him. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, that's the beauty of a kart racing game. Usually the idea of those items that can make a difference at the end, even if it's other players using them. Of course, the inverse can work against you that way, too. Okay. That was a close one, beat. Yeah, it's an interesting case, I guess, as far as Ooh La La, because, I'm back. Hey, how you doing? Not much really going on. I'm just basically going through the courses for us. What I'm going to do is, I think we have one more course in this list. So then what I'm going to do is we're going to take a look at the World Tour more just to check out some of the modes specifically, because I think that's really what this play is going to be tonight, now I'm thinking about it. It's more going to be about showing the levels off. It's going to be showing off the modes of it, and also try online. I'll see if there's anybody online to play this with. See if that works. I have impromptu guests specifically. All right, so let's see who we're not. You know what? Let's bring out Wreck-It Ralph from the Disney movie that came out at the same time. It did have Sonic in it, so I guess it makes sense that they want to have him in it. He's not voiced by John C. Reilly in this game, though, so there is that. But here we are, and there's his all-star. Yeah, his all-star is not very good. I did not really notice. All right, VIP mod. That's for the special guest characters for him and Danica Patrick in this case. But yeah, here we have him here. We're going on the Sky Sanctuary course with Sonic and Knuckles. Get this great remix of the Sonic and Knuckles TV. That Ooh La La? Yeah, before. We'll see Ooh La La again. For sure. Running on the Jet Set Radio course. So definitely a weird case of that. But yeah, now we have Wreck-It Ralph on the Sonic and Knuckles course with this great remix of the Sonic and Knuckles title screen. But here we go. Here's Ralph, and I'm going to wreck it! Alright. So let's see if we can wreck it in his helicopter, which I don't think was in the movie. So, yeah, I'll go ahead. That was an interesting one as far as that movie, the first one. I'm not huge on its sequel, the Ralph Breaks the Internet. It was okay, but it's like, yeah. It kind of goes away from all the game stuff, even though Sonic's explicitly in it as far as a character. It's supposed to be on the television. And then also the idea of it breaking its own rules of, yeah, going turbo, leaving games. No, they let that happen in that movie, the sequel, so that's not very good. But, as far as the first movie is concerned, it is very funny and interesting. The kind of thing that, as a game player, a retro game person, that was an interesting one to go see, because there are all these little weird references of things that, I mean, even people I knew, didn't pick up on. Stuff like the fact that, road blasters get shot down. Somebody said, wait, Road Blasters a real game? It's like, yeah, it is. It's a Midway arcade game, and we're going to play that in 2 weeks for the Midway Arcade Treasures collection, because it is in that one. Or even the idea that the bartender at the bar that they go to after work, after all their gameplay is done, is the guy from Tapper, and we'll also see him in the Midway collection as well. So yeah, in that case, we got that element going, and there is good old Ralph looking for somewhere to belong. I guess he sort of belongs as far as this, and it is interesting stuff. But again, there are funny things as far as that movie, especially the first one. I mean, I really did love the first one, particular as far as even the scene. They showed this in the trailer, but even some of the other elements of just how specific they went to that. Just the idea that you have him at the the villain convention or the villain group therapy with Zangief and Dr. Robotnik, and even the one area where they say you have Kano from Mortal Kombat. He rips the heart out of one of the zombies, and he says, like, don't do that. You're leaking stuff all over the place. It's like all those little elements. In that way, it's almost like the Who Framed Roger Rabbit of video games, in the sense that you see all these little in-jokes to it. Although, weird enough, no in-jokes to Tron in either of those movies, which is interesting because it was a Disney property. And actually, I guess in the second one, actually, one thing about the second one I will say that's kind of interesting is there's the part where they go to the Disney area, and you do have Disney kind of poking fun at themselves. Sort of. They actually, initially, Disney would not let the guy who directed that movie, the second one, make fun of Kylo Ren. They had a scene they were making fun of him. They said, like, no, we're not letting you do that. But they did let them do a lot of other things as far as having fun with a lot of the Disney princes, which is the funniest part of that movie, for sure. But it was an interesting case, too, that, I mean, I guess it fits then for the idea of seeing him in this game with the first movie, anyway. While hearing the Sky Sanctuary going, which I haven't really gone into, or the other track that you hear here as well, which is eventually becomes Back in Time from Sonic R, which is another one we can play at some point. And my girlfriend does have the Saturn version, so we can show that one off too. Or I can just pull the Gems collection out. I don't know if I'm going to be winning this one. Alright, there goes the Egg Robo, so somebody took him down. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that was a risk going that way. That's the other thing about the plane here, or the helicopter, is you can kind of take multiple paths to try and get yourself going or hit into the Egg Robo. Oh, there we go. Now we got Back in Time. And Freeze Tails. Alright, so again, second, not too bad, against Ooh-La-La. So yeah, there is Ooh-La-La, indeed. We won the last race with her. She won this race without me controlling her. There you go. And I guess it is fitting we're kind of having Ralph in this game, because in that movie also there was the take on Sugar Rush, or the game Sugar Rush, which is a take on Mario Kart Arcade GP, actually. And in that case, like, well, yeah, Ralph in the racing game, I'm gonna wreck it. Yeah, indeed. It is good stuff. And I guess then, chat, you're familiar with this movie and what you think of it and of the sequel, potentially. I guess, do we see maybe another take on this series for them to go with? I hope. The last one did not make much money, and I know a lot of critics were not... Okay, no, critics did tend to like it, but I mean, it seemed like it's seen as lesser. I mean, it's not bad, it's okay, but I don't know, maybe they'll go back to it or not, Disney will go back to it. I hope so, because I think there's a lot of potential that can go into that, specifically. Alright, we're going to go on the World Tour just to showcase off stuff, because I have most of the stars. These are really hard to do, by the way, because they then institute you going on S for everything. Eventually, at the end, you get all the stars, you unlock this, the Ages console mod. We're not going to see that yet. I liked it. Okay, yeah, I liked the first one. I thought the second was okay. The first one I just really liked in general. I think because we didn't really see a whole lot as far as, you know, like a video game elements to some degree. Whereas I think with Ralph Breaks the Internet, we had seen other movies that did that. We saw Ready Player One. We saw the Emoji Movie, both of which are pretty awful. And this is being the second Ralph film being a little better, but kind of not complete. All right, let's show some different challenges. Let's go to the Jet Radio course. Let's show what the drift challenge is. Now let's pull out. Who have we not shown? Amigo, because he handles pretty well. Oh, let's hit the acceleration on this. All right, so this is the drift challenge. How this works is you have little drift zones, and you do a drift across them. You build time, and as you get to the circle at the end, you get it. These are really hard. In Japan, it's just called Sugar Rush. The movie. Yeah, you're right. I remember that. I also give you a little free boost as well. Yeah, you're in the drift zone like this. Keep that going. Get to the other one, you get the checkpoint. On the expert level, it is unbelievably specific how you have to do that. You can't go out of it, otherwise you lose time. You basically have to run a perfect drift. So good luck doing that. And if you want to get all the stars and all the mods, you gotta. But yeah, unfortunately, that's a little past the scope of what this is. But in the meantime, we are in the Shibuya terminal from Jet Set Radio, and I guess from Jet Set Radio Future specifically, hearing good old Let Mom Sleep, the main theme from Jet Set Radio on the title screen. Of course, getting that, you know, faux British woman on the soundtrack going, "Would you stop playing with that radio, Lord? I'm trying to get to sleep." I do love that stuff. I mean, this is going to be, if you're not getting this, this is a massive Sega love-in a way that, I mean, yeah, it is the Sonic element. It's like, yeah, there's just so many other things with Sega that we can go into, and it's wonderful. Alright, there we go. Yeah, this isn't too bad as far as even the expert element of it. But I think I'm also, because I'm using Amigo who handles nice. So in that case, it's pretty interesting. Yeah, from somebody Amigo.
Event complete.
And I do love the fact that, like in the actual game, Amigo doesn't talk. He just has, like, the whistles going on as far as what that is. Basically, his face and his expressions that say it all. Particularly in that game where you have the idea of, you know, if you're not doing well, the whole place becomes crickets and then he collapses in, you know, sadness if you fail the song. Or if you get it going, you have, like, these trippy, you know, flashing light things and, like, the buildings dancing, like, right there. In fact, you know what? Let's show that with verses as far as how this works. This is another aspect. You know what? Let's keep Amigo out for this as well. Keep acceleration on. How this works is they give you a group of rivals in a row. And what you gotta do is you have to... Yeah, you have to beat them or get far enough away from them within a minute or be ahead of them within a minute. And then go on to the next one. Yeah, in this case, we got beat from Just at Radio to start. We do have the Samba Studios, which actually, this is not the first time we've seen it in a Sonic game. I think there was one in Sega or Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, but this area was also in Sonic Riders. She's living La Vida Loca. Oh yeah, God, let me tell you, I wish I could. Okay, I can show off Samba de Amigo because I have it on the Dreamcast. I also have the Wii version as well. I can show it off. Unfortunately, I can't play the Ricky Martin stuff. I can't play the licensed stuff. There's non-licensed stuff in there. But, yeah, I loved... I'll tell you, I think... It's funny, because we're going to get into this when we do Mad Maestro next week. Also, by the way, the character's invincible briefly, so when I shot her with the ice, it did nothing right away. But when we go to Mad Maestro next week, we're doing this more... The music game genre. I kind of started with the Dreamcast, interestingly enough, with Space Channel 5 and Samba de Amigo. I think it was with Samba de Amigo was the idea of, okay, here's a music game, which was kind of different to me at the time. It's also Latin infused as far as the soundtrack, and just the thought of like, okay, here's a song, here's a soundtrack that has La Vida Loca on it. It has the Cup of Life. It has Tub Thumping. It has Tequila on the soundtrack. It even has Soul Bossa Nova from Quincy Jones, like the open, which at the time I associate with the opening of the Austin Powers movies, like. Oh my god, they have that on the soundtrack, or all these other things, and other Sega elements too. But just that idea of like, okay, this kind of Latin flair, and it really drew me in. Even the Macarena, I was mentioning this before you got on, I was mentioning, you know, that song at the time was played out, and people were like annoyed as hell as it. I mean, even like the movie Richard Jewell came out about a year or so ago. They're like, it's a 1996 period piece, and they're saying they had Macarena on the soundtrack, and reminding us how annoying that was. It was like, no, in all honesty, it's the kind of thing that for a Latin-themed music game like that, it's like, yeah, you damn well better have that song on your soundtrack, and they did, and it was pretty glorious. But it does put you in that mood as far as it. I mean, even to the point where, I'll go on to the music element of that a little bit, Fuser, the harmonics game, the new game of theirs, they've been releasing DLC on that pretty regularly, kind of like they do with Rock Band. They did put Livin' La Vida Loca out on that game, and I was like, oh my god, that's amazing, I have to download that. I still have to. I have not put as much time into Fuser recently as I did around Christmas when I bought it. Because that is an awesome game. If you haven't played Fuser, I'd highly recommend that. And you can get that song on the game, which is very nice. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, because of the license stuff, it's not in this game. That's also why Samba de Janeiro, or Samba de Jarno, I believe it is, which was in the the Sega and Sonic All-Stars Racing game, the first one. Oh, okay, here we go. This is the sticker, by the way. You do specific things, you unlock these, also get achievements, you unlock them too. I could show off what those are. I did that because I played as Amigo on his course. So yeah, home field advantage. Like we're showing all the modes off, which is definitely nice to do. Alright, let's see, there's the boost challenge. Yeah, let's do the boost challenge next. I guess I'm just going to go through anything that's not a race to start. And, you know, I'll start with 6. Alright, let's pull back from last month. We had Shadow the Hedgehog. Here he is. Yeah, we'll use the Dreamcast mod for that. So he has really high speed, but he's not so hot as far as accelerating. But it's fitting. Yeah, we're in Casino Park from Sonic Heroes. And in fact, in this case, we're hearing the invincibility theme from that.
Get ready.
Actually, what was that with Shadow's face? That looked a little weird. But, okay, anyway. Here we go. Yeah, the boost challenge is you keep the boost going from hitting the boost using the item that you get as a freebie or drifting. And we're going to be doing the drifting thing a lot so that doesn't hit 0 before we hit the next checkpoint. Basically, it's kind of a test of knowing where the boosts are, knowing when to do the drift or when you can do the drift, when to let go of the drift, and then when to use that boost you get, because you do get one of those a lap. I think usually for the harder difficulties of this, you have to go through multiple laps of the course. And avoid the poker chips. While you hear the nice take of Casino Park. Oh, actually, this is the original track, or as far as the music is concerned, in this game. And I believe this was actually in the Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing game, and they just brought it over. I think there are like 4 tracks that are like that. I think this is one of them. I think the Death Egg is like that as well. There might be others I'm forgetting right now. Oh, there we go. Yeah, sometimes the boost will blend in on the track, so you have to be aware of that. It's not bad, but it's like, yeah, keep an eye on what that is. It'll just get a sense like when that's going green, when it goes to yellow, and then to red, and know that, oh yeah, I can keep the chain going by using that or hitting that, and yeah, you're all good then. Yeah, it's good stuff here. That kind of goes to the Sonic Heroes soundtrack, which I guess we haven't really gotten into that because we haven't played Sonic Heroes that much, but I've always found the Sonic Heroes soundtrack very underrated, and a track like this kind of reminds me of that, although I will say my favorite level in that game is Bingo Highway in particular. I guess it's kind of sort of like that to a degree. It was like, yeah, at some point we do Sonic Heroes. Yeah, the Bingo Highway thing is going to be great, but oh god. Alright, I've you got time over. Get to hear what happens when you do a failure.
Event failed?
What the?
Alright, well, yeah, he's not saying, damn, not here. Although this game does have an E10 rating for mild language. I don't know where that is exactly. You know, let's try this again.
A-class.
I don't know if it's from Shadow Pitch specifically. I could have sworn I heard Knuckles saying at one point, but I'm not completely sure. So, Chad, if you know, if you played this game, let me know how that works. But again, we're getting into the guts of some of this stuff. Like, how many streams of this game are going to go into as deep of the stuff as it is, or even ask, like, wait a minute, there's supposed to be profanity in this game. Where is it? But yeah, it's sometimes where, you know, you guys come up with stuff like that. I do love it. I was almost at the end of that, though, so it wasn't too bad. So you just have to do one more checkpoint. Or do one more checkpoint as I go along here, and just keep an eye on when my boost is going to go. There we go. Yeah, basically, it's all about handling that drift, and also, if you can get the drift level higher, it'll last longer that way. Alright, there you go, YU.
Checkpoint.
It's an interesting course because, and you don't really get to see it that often. I think you're technically going upside down across it in certain areas. Because then you see like some parts of the course like above you later. In fact, actually, we'll see that, yeah, when we come here. All right, because there's the checkpoint. We're also seeing like up there, hey, there's something I can jump up on. Yeah, I think we should be fine to this, but I also need to be very specific on how I use my boost. My boost item.
Checkpoint.
Alright, I'll use it now. It's really those one areas with the chips. That's always the most dangerous. But some ways don't use the drift. But it's okay because you definitely want to. Oh, I'm not going to lose the same place, am I? Alright, no, I'm not. Not yet, anyway.
Checkpoint.
Alright, so yeah, we just get to the end of the slap and we're going to be good. Alright, that coin, by the way, if I didn't mention what that was, you pick those up, you use those in the roulettes when you're doing single races, or you can also do it with the Grand Prix. There we go.
Checkpoint. Finish.
There we go. So yeah, just one more try and we're good. Not always going to happen on the S courses, I'll tell you that.
Event complete.
Finally, it gets interesting.
Alright, yeah, they changed the voice of Shadow here. I don't know what game that was from, because that's not Jason Griffith. Actually, okay, when I said, I want to correct something, because when I was going back to Shadow the Hedgehog to get the editing on that, I said that was the first Sonic game with Jason Griffith, which I think Sonic Rush came first, and the last game with Jason Griffith was not Sonic and the Black Knight. It was actually the prequel to this. It was actually Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, Jason Griffith's still. It's Kirk Thornton. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. And I appreciate that idea of like, who is that? What else has he been in? And was there other, or what else has he been in Sonic based? What else has he been in anything based? And also, for that matter, what do you think of him as a voice actor for Shadow? I don't know if I've heard him enough, honestly. I don't know if he's only in this game. Was he in the Boom games? I mean, we'll see. Okay, we're going to go to the Warp Gate, find another thing. Okay, Traffic Attack. Do I see this? I think Burnout, or Burnout Revenge in particular. But, yeah, we're not going to do it. You know, let's pull Shadow out again. We'll play around with it. Actually, I want handling to run on this. This is that kind of thing you have to go through the little, you have to go through, like, the ticker tape between the cars, avoid the other cars that are getting in your way.
2, 1.
Yeah, the green ones are the easiest to avoid. The yellow ones will kind of go around and get in your way often, and the blue ones will actively follow you. Kirk, good actor, bad Shadow. Okay. Yeah, it is. I mean, I'll say this. I don't remember what other Sonic games he was Shadow, honestly, in. Or, actually, no. Was he in Sonic Forces? Also, there's some of these you could break to get time. Yeah, I think I went through that and hit it, so I'm not going to be doing so good on that. Yeah, because I don't know exactly how many Sonic games I've played with him in it. Or if I didn't remember, or if he was even in Forces or some of the other ones. I mean, but it is interesting that when you think about, like, where, I guess, the idea of Shadow, it sounded, I'll say this, just from what I heard right here, he was, okay. Yeah, because I do have the DLC for, Sonic Forces, by the way, the episode Shadow, which is fun, but really short, which is kind of an epitomization of the entire game, which is, it's fun, and then it's over way before you think it should be. But I don't know if I really put much thought, since Free Riders. Okay, and I do have Free Riders. Yeah, we'll have to figure out what we're going to do with the Kinect game, because I do have the Kinect, I have that game. Alright, since that one, alright. Okay, so, I barely played Free Riders, I don't know what that is. I'll say this, when I was listening to him in this game, when we heard the victory there, he's going to sound weird. He almost sounded like Ren from Ren and Stimpy. He's like, I get the idea that being a weird one for Shadow, only because it's like, either this kind of reserved character, as we've seen with Shadow the Hedgehog, or more cocky, as we mentioned with, or reserved and cocky, I would say, when David Humphries, was it? Was him in Sonic Adventure 2 and Heroes. Yeah, we're not gonna win this. Wait, he's not winning this time. I'll do it again.
Event failed.
This has to be a bad dream.
Yeah, it sounds maybe a little deep as far as your Shadow. I mean, it's weird because you think like, well, Shadow's not necessarily like a sunny character, but in some ways, now I'm thinking about this, is listening to this compared to Jason Griffith and even David Humphries, it's kind of a weird case of like, wait a second, maybe that seems like it's a little too much. Okay, so he's been in the other one, so I guess next time I play Sonic Forces or some of the other ones that he's been in, I'll give more of a listen, but it is weird. Sounds like fire. Yeah, I can see that. Which sounds interesting. Has he actually voiced anybody who is like a pirate at some point? 'Cause that would seem like that would be an interesting case. And that might be, because we sometimes said this, when you have voice actors of someone, they'll bring in some things they know or things that they kind of maybe resemble. And in that case, like, it's that question sometimes. Or sometimes, like, how much is it, like, because this is an early game for him, did he potentially, you know, get into the role later? Which I mentioned with Jason Griffith, as far as I believe. But, I mean, I know that I'm not necessarily Sonic-based. Like, with, I mentioned the Rugrats every so often. When Joe Lasky, who's now, unfortunately, no longer with us, voiced Grandpa Lou, taking over from David Doyle, he sounded a lot like Daffy Duck. He kind of brought that element, and he voiced Daffy Duck and Bugs Bunny and a lot of the Looney Tunes characters. Then he kind of got into the role a little more as time went on. I don't know if that's the case here for this, or if there are other characters going about with this. All right, there we go. So we're doing okay with this, and thankfully you do have the time tape here. Not all these courses have that. So yeah, when you see it, you take it, but avoid those things. And there are other areas you can get, you know, pick up like bullets and things to shoot out of the way. Actually, there is one challenge we're going to see that we have those on. Whoa! Yeah, but I get what you're saying as far as the pirate thing, and that's definitely a good observation as far as that. Oh, no. Yeah, especially like that groaning or the grunting. Alright, 3 more. Yeah, we are hearing a lot of Let Mom Sleep doing this. Alright, I gotta get to that time. Alright, 2 more. And they do give you a little bit of reset on the time on the checkpoint, but sometimes it'd be off. Come on, come on. Alright, it's there, but yeah, there's 2 of those. And they do have the police car thing, which I think is a takeoff on Sonic Adventure 2. Alright, there we go, got it. Actually, they do, that sounds like an insignificant detail, but there actually are cars you take, or vehicles you take, or characters you take, where they do have, like, the specific, vehicle sounds.
Too easy.
Like, for example, when we did BD Joe, they do have the sound effect of the car from Crazy Taxi, and when we play with Ages, we hear that as well. And that's going to be a fun time when we get to Ages. Alright, so we did Traffic Attack, there's Race, there's Ring Race, there's the Boost Challenge, we've done Boost Challenge. The Versus we did. Yeah, just going through this, yeah, this is how you unlock everything. There's Danica Patrick again. Yeah, let's do the Ring Race. Okay, I did do this one on Expert. We're not doing. I'll do one of them on Expert at some point. Let's see. Let's get off of that. Let's take the flight element. Let's go with and pirates. Let's go into that. The air pirate, although not sounding pirate-like, except for Drachma, who is their friend in Skies of Arcadia. But yeah, Vice, pull him out.
Get ready. 3, 2, 1.
There we go. There is the Death Egg there for the Sky Sanctuary once again. Yeah, for the ring race, just fly through the rings. So, who? Have you played Skies of Arcadia? Oh, yeah, we'll have to play Skies of Arcadia. I'll definitely get to that. Drachma. In that game, just to give you an idea, this is Vise. He is, like, this young kid. The story of that game goes, he's a young kid. Him and his friend Aika, they want to go out for adventure. And this mysterious girl named Fina comes around. And the Valiant Empire, they want her because she has, like, this magic power of things. And so what happens is their home gets ransacked. We saw that when we did the pirate area, or the air pirate level, or the town, by the Valiant Emperor. So they go, that game. Yeah, Drachma is the, like the crotchety old, pirate guy who has the little jack, and the little ship of his, and he has, like, the robotic arm. And he kind of does speak in almost a little bit of, like, a pirate thing, saying, like, take that, when he does, like, the super move. So there's that, and actually, they do have, in this game, an interesting attention to detail. When you do have the, okay, if you miss a ring, by the way, you lose time. But, in that game, they have a nice, or this game, they have a nice attention to detail. When you do the All-Star with, Vise, you do have the music when, semi-spoiler that game, the little jack is shot down. So, I might not get this. Never played it. Alright, well, that's the benefit also of the show, because I do have it. It is, unfortunately, an expensive game. And unfortunately, outside of the GameCube version, which costs a lot too, Sega's never re-released it. The closest we've gotten really has been, I don't know if you played this one, Valkyria Chronicles. It was on PlayStation 3, and they brought it to a bunch of things. I have it on the Switch, actually. It's by the same people, Overworks, who developed Skies of Arcadia. Vise is in it, as a character of your squad. But outside of that, and outside of the GameCube release, not much to it, which is too bad, because it's a terrific RPG. And terrific music. And here's the thing about the Dreamcast version. There is the flashing light thing. I'm going to have to warn on that when we get to it. But on the Dreamcast, they have this beautiful orchestral music, and Overworks, let's go back to Shinobi. People made Shinobi 3, made Skies of Arcadia. Before they were known as Overworks, they eventually formed into that, and that was the company that they were making. Out of the Battle Race as well. But yeah, with that game, for the Dreamcast version, Overworks made this beautiful orchestral music for that game. We'll pull Vise out again, for the purpose of this. And what they did was, it was very high quality, but it required the game to be on 2 discs for Dreamcast. And Sega did not want that. They're like, we think it's going to be a problem if that's the case. And Overworks, they petitioned Sega pretty significantly, say, like, no, we have to have this on 2 discs. In fact, that's the only reason that game is on 2 discs. It's not on 2 discs because of length, necessarily. I mean, it's a long game, as is, like, 40 hours or so. But it's not... I have Valkyria Chronicles. Okay. But yeah, I was always going to say... Oh, I'll go back to that in a second. But I was going to say with Skies of Arcadia, like, they petitioned Sega. They said, please, let us have this music that way. And Sega relented, eventually. But then the game didn't sell particularly well, or it was on Dreamcast, so not many people played it. But when they brought it to GameCube, they compressed it. They compressed the music, so there's areas in that game that sound very MIDI-like, so you're not going to have that. And to be fair, I mean, it's like, alright, fine, that's weird to that. Yeah, okay, to go back to Valkyria Chronicles, do you like it? I've liked what I've played of it so far. I thought it was actually a unique case as far as, like, a strategy type game. It almost reminds me a little bit of, like, an almost anime-infused take on, I don't know if you ever played this, Brothers in Arms, which is a Ubisoft franchise for the Xbox, and I think it was on the PlayStation 2. I think there was a Wii version of that as well. It's kind of more strategic as far as, like, being a shooter. But, yeah, definitely interesting case. And I did like... Oh, yeah, okay, by the way, the life race, or the battle race... I have 3 lives. I've already lost 2 of them. I gotta destroy or knock off the lives of everybody. Okay, there's Pudding, so she's gone. There's Amy, she's hit. If I get hit one more time, I'm eliminated. But if I get everybody else taken care of and don't fall off, and sometimes it can happen. I'll say one weird thing. In fact, I will. You know what? I'll show this off because I did do a recording of it. All right, I got eliminated. You know what? Let me show that off now. Can I show it off? Let me see. Yes. All right. I'm gonna go into my my captures, because one thing on this system and Switch systems as well, it also shows all these weird things that come up. I thought I had something for the Sonic and All Stars game. Let me see where it is. Okay, Unleashed, Sonic and Knuckles. And then we'll get back to the game proper. Or do I not have it? Okay, that's online. On this upload queue. Okay, maybe I don't have it. Yeah, I have a lot of weird stuff with Halo. And fine, I'll give you 1. This is for Sonic and Knuckles. We'll get to Sonic and Knuckles and get back to the All-Stars Racing game. This is me not doing the... I want to finish this buffering anyway. This is me not doing the Insta-Shield, or trying the Insta-Shield and seeing that it's not working particularly well. At some point, we'll play this actual game, but I am not doing this without my girlfriend. There's no way in hell we're not playing that together. But yeah, Hydro City here. I was trying to see, like, the Insta-Shield. Like, yeah, because you timed that right, you're able to not get hurt by stuff. But what about these, yeah, these bombs? This at least will give you a good laugh and nothing else. Yeah, I timed it perfectly, but yeah, it just flew me up. It's like, yeah, where'd it go? But there I am, but I don't let... that take me down. So I was like, yeah, then I kill him. By the way, just to give you an idea like how I'm showing this, because I have the 360 version of Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles through this, so that's how I'm playing it. Or how I played it. Alright, enough of that. Let's get back to this one. Weird thing about that version, that's not the version of that game we're going to show off when we do it. Alright, let me try this again because I failed it. We're not doing the 360 version of that because I realized this is a weird case when they brought that over. They do institute the lock-on for Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles when you have both of them on the system. But my girlfriend and I love co-oping that game, or Sonic 3 and Knuckles. The co-op, or the multiplayer element of the Sonic and Knuckles side of things is turned off for that version. Like, I don't know why that happened. It's so strange. And, yeah, I was kind of shocked when that happened. Yeah, so a version we're going to play of that game later is going to be one that has it, although... in that case, I'm glad I brought that up. I'm glad I showed that because, I mean, I'm not playing the show. I swear to God, I'm kind of winging it to a certain extent. Of like, hey, let me do this, and then like, well, let me show that. All right, 2 things. What I was going to show is that on this course, I was in like the verses. Okay, I'm already eliminated, but I was on this course. When we did the verses, you lose control for a little bit, and you like do an auto drive. The auto drive drew me off the side of that, and I lost. And I thought I saved the video, but I didn't. But anyway, so that was the one thing. And the other thing was, and I saw this today, and this is still rumored, and we're not going to know until E3 next month. The thought is, I think I read this, Nintendo Life had something on this. There is the rumor, along with the rumor that Sonic Colors is getting a remaster this year for the 30th anniversary of Sonic. There is also a rumor that Sega figured out what they're going to do with re-releasing Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles. Because we've said before, and I said this with the, we did Beam Beam Machine, which because of the way I screwed up the audio on that, I wasn't able to hold the discussion, so we'll go to that again and, just avoid falling off. Yeah, they can't necessarily put that game out again easily because of the Michael Jackson connection and the connection to the band. Christ. I'm trying to remember what the name of the band was. There was that song they did, Hard Time. I think it was not the Zuttons, the Visions or something. It was a song they did called Hard Time. Basically, it's the music from Ice Cap. And I think it was Brad Buxer who did the music for Sonic and Knuckles, or somebody was involved in that game as far as the music. was part of that band, and they used that because they had the license element to it with him on board. But because of that, or because now they'd have to license that again, they can't do that. Although the thought is Sega's gonna do it. They're gonna like re-release, I guess, a bunch of Sonic games, or maybe that one feasibly again. So I've read, but we don't know yet. So when I saw that, I was like, oh, that's cool. I'd like to see that. But unfortunately, right now, we don't know. It's going to be more of an E3 thing. It's like basically anything for this, wait till E3 to confirmation. But the signs are potentially pointing to a return to that game, which is good because they do give you a skip, by the way, if you fail too much. We're not going to do this, but or do that. But that would be nice because, along with this being the 30th anniversary of Sonic the Hedgehog this year, this is also the 10th anniversary of the last release of Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles, unfortunately. So if Sega can make that work, because I know, I'm pretty sure, as far as chat to this, people love Sonic 3. They love Sonic and Knuckles. They want a release to that. And just to go back to one other point that was brought up when we discussed that, there was that Sonic and Knuckles collection on PC that had modified versions of, or changed music for, specifically for Carnival Night, it was for Ice Cap, and was for Launch Base, that they added in. And for a lot of time, or for years, I thought, oh, that's stuff they made specifically for that game. But then, I think it was about 2 years ago, the beta of Sonic 3 was leaked online. And those tracks were done in Genesis style for that beta, before they released them with the tracks we know from the final release of the main game. So, I was thinking then, this might have been the other option as far as, re-releasing then, pull those pieces of music out to make it easier. That would be if Christian Whitehead and Simon Tomley did it, or did the remastered of that the way they did for Sonic 1 and 2 and Sonic CD, they'd probably do that if they had to do that to get around it. But feasibly, that might not be a factor, but we'll see. And hopefully we'll get to that, because I love Sonic 3, and it's long past due for release. And again, it's more of a license thing. But they can figure it out, we're golden. So far, hopefully we'll be golden with this. Actually, with the battle race, since I am kind of just, I guess, struggling with this a little bit, the best way to tend to handle this is just kind of stay back. And, oh, right there. Okay, that was the line, the pudding there. Like, that scream of pudding in Space Channel 5, that's not from pudding. That's from ooh la la. But they pulled the line anyway. They didn't cut it off before, like, the ah stopped. So, in that case, yeah, you technically have ooh la la's voice coming out of pudding. Kind of like when we did Shadow the Hedgehog last month, and we had the voice of Black Doom coming out of Charming. But yeah, just the little things. All right, Amy's down. All right, we only have Knuckles left. So, all right, yeah, let me turn that off. Yeah, I don't want to get stuck with the hot rod. I'm stuck in a bad case with the hot rod. All right, there's ice, so feasibly I should be able to take Knuckles down. Got him. All right, perfect. There's also an achievement, by the way, in this. If you beat the battle mode, or the battle race without losing lives. But I've lost lives. I have it, but we'll go through the achievements later. Alright, so let's see. What's next as far as modes? And then I think we'll go back to the rest of the courses, or any of the ones we haven't covered, and... what's happening? Uh-oh. Okay. Wait a minute. Yeah, what's going on? Oh, Christ. This is going to be the Mega Man 7 thing all over. All right. What happened? It seems like it's crashed. But don't worry. We're on Xbox One. We can deal with this. Don't worry. Or... yeah. Okay, all right. Well, here's what we're going to do. Let's go home. Go down to my elements here. Let me do a closeout. Yeah, this is what I had to do with Mega Man 7. I don't know if you saw that one on the YouTube site, and I did a pretty funny edit. I was like, I have to put this in for the purpose of it. We're closing the game down. Yikes. This has never happened to me before. So I'll say that. I mean, it's funny, because when it comes to bugs on this game, from what I've understood... No, don't worry, we're good. If I do it, exit out, and then I do a reload, we're fine. This is how I did Mega Man 7. If you want to see the other case of that, see the Mega Man 7 video on the YouTube site, which is up there. And I was like, I want to put an edit on that to show that. But, okay, so it happened again. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting story. Funny thing, as far as the reliability on certain things. Yeah, the Xbox One is generally sort of reliable as a system. I mean, okay, not my old one. My old one had issues with the controller connecting. But, anyway, when it comes to, like, bug elements of this game, it was more the Wii U version that had issues initially, and they patched them. Or they patched that version. But yeah, alright, fine. We're just going to have to, restart this. But it's fine. We just finished that level, so it doesn't matter. And actually, since I don't know if you were here when we started, let's watch the intro again. And you know what? In that case, it'll also let me grab another water, so I will be right back. Alright, so yeah, we are back. Or I am back. Yeah, that was weird. You know, I'll also go back into this, because we're talking to Shadow the Hedgehog. I think I realized I cut off when I said that, or was going to say that during that video, which was, or I mentioned it once. Shadow the Hedgehog has crash bugs. Every version has it. It doesn't matter the condition of the disc, it doesn't matter anything. The game will just sometimes crash. I was scared as anything when I played that, when we streamed it, because I said, if that crashes, I don't have a backup I can use the way I used with this one. The way I was running that, because I was running it on the original Xbox. If I hit that reset button on the console, the feed will cut for the original Xbox, and I was not using the 360. I could get around with that on the 360 because it is backwards compatible on that. Like, it did crash. It was like, yeah, see, I was afraid that game was going to crash, and this is the one that crashed, and this has never happened to me before, either on the 360 or running it on this, so, yeah, alright. But again, another reason why I like to do this for some of this stuff, of just showing off, alright, fine, just this weird thing, like, because here's the other thing, this is also going to be, I'll say this is going to be more of a primer to my girlfriend. If you're watching, or when you watch this, if you're out there, just a little mental note to her, like when she comes on the show, because I'm getting her prepared for this, because like she wants to do this, but just get that comfortability going. One thing to learn, and one thing I think I'm going to say, as far as we talked about sometimes the idea of, well, the art of streaming in a certain way, weirdly, when we did the Mean Bean Machine element, you have to kind of be ready to improvise. You kind of have to be ready on the spot just to do something quick on something. Like, I didn't expect what happened there was going to happen. It's like, okay, how do I adjust to that? How do I get around that? How do I keep the stream going? And how do I make it look like it's planned, even though, yeah, no way it was planned. But, yeah, so that's going to be the free advice to her and feasibly to anybody watching if you want to do this. And if you want to do this, you can do it. So don't let anything hold you back. Even something like a crash. Anyway, let's show the next element. Let's show the pursuit mode. Now, this is interesting. You know what? Let's get our aggression out. Let's pull Shadow out again, and we're going, death to all who oppose me. Yeah, with the Dreamcast mod. Okay. Okay, no, it didn't crash again. Yeah, if it crashes again, I don't want to see that. All right, yeah, and we're back on. I guess, not Splash Hill, Seaside Hill, and Ocean Palace from Sonic Heroes, to the tune of the title screen from Sonic CD from Japan. I know, Alec Bruce, you mentioned you love yourself some Sonic CD, and I love Sonic CD too. Didn't get much representation of the Japanese music, but we are now, especially now that we have You Can Do Anything on the soundtrack as far as the music here, and also Super Sonic Racing from Sonic R later. Alright, Tank, here we go. Here's how it works. There's 3 phases. He drops the bombs down on the first one, so pick up the ammo of the missiles and fire at them. You have to be very specific with shooting the missiles, because I think it does follow, like, the terrain of the level when you're going around. So, like, you're going on curves like that, or going up and down a hill. Sometimes it won't go straight to it. It'll just hit the ground. In that case, you keep doing that until you get his health down more. We'll see what happens when it gets down to another level. I guess going back to the idea of, like, whether you can do the stream is like, yeah, fitting we're doing You Can Do Anything right now. Okay, here we go, the chorus of it. I don't remember all the words, so I can't really go into that like I do with Katamari Damacy. Except for this part. You can try, you can do anything. It's good stuff. At some point, I think, I'll say this, I kind of want to go back to Sonic CD again, or maybe ask my girlfriend if she wants to do it, to show off the HD version, just so we can show the Japanese music off as well. But we'll do that in due time. That will not be one of the Super Sonic Game Saturday segments, because we did that for the first one. But at some point, that's just an idea of the toy. So you get more love of that game, although the HD version, unfortunately, does not have the lyrics to it because of licensing, but at least they kind of have it. Okay, there we go. When you get it to the next level, it'll go crazy like that, and then it'll have more attacks. This is actually the most dangerous of them. It's not even the last one. Because what it does is it shoots the missiles out that way, in line that way, or basically kind of goes left to right on the course. So what you either need to do is slow down significantly. It won't leave. It doesn't, outrun you and you lose, thankfully. Or you off-road in order to avoid getting hit by it. And you do have those brief periods here where it opens up the core to that and you can shoot it. Ooh. Alright, there we go. Yeah, we do have the supersonic racing going on. And I think this version of it is based off the remix of it from Sonic Generations, I think. Although then again, like, all the remixes in this are a little different. I mean, you got, like, the dubstep variants of certain pieces of music. Alright, there's the last level. In some ways, this is or not the easiest. This is easier than the last one, only because he puts up those, purple barriers. And you can feasibly shoot through them, but you also, again, off-road to do it. As long as you keep back and just keep an eye on, like, what your ammo's like and slow down enough, you should be fine. And just make sure you're not hitting into too many things. There we go. Oh, no. Yeah, so in this case, I'm basically just kind of taking it real slow, which is not the idea of what Sonic is about. It was like, alright, for the purpose of surviving, it'll work. Also, by the way, in this mode, he does not have an exposed where he's not doing anything element to it. He's exposed the whole time, but he's still going to be throwing those out. And sometimes, yeah, they can come up in the way and, stymie your shot. Yeah, I'll get him. It's more of a war of attrition, honestly, when it comes to the last level. And I'm saying that because I had to do... Because I was going through the World Tour mode, and at first I thought, okay, to unlock the Robotnik, or Eggman, you have to go through that entirely and get all the stars. So I was like, I get to a point where there's 200. So, like, I was doing the S missions for a bunch of things to do that, and I S-ranked all of these using that strategy. Basically, just staying back, waiting, not hitting too much, or off-roading in cases where I can, which would be right here. And that depends on the course, because some courses, they don't really give you much off-roading ability. And also you gotta pay attention to the hills there, because like, oh yeah, I can go up there and I'll be in trouble if I don't watch where I'm at. Alright, we don't have much more to him, and also pick up hearts as you go along and keep your health up. Yeah, I was trying to see if I could drift through that, but alas, no. I guess the only, disadvantage of going slow is that you'll be too far back and you'll keep putting those up. I almost have them. I mean, it's only a matter of time. I'm not going to lose this. Unless I'm really reckless, but I only need to hit one more time. We'll be good. Alright, yeah, if I off-road here, I'll be able to get him. And pick up the heart, because they do replenish after each lap. It's always that last sliver. I mean, especially on the S mission. But also because sometimes they put the hearts right behind the wall, so you basically have to stop in order to grab it. I think he will also slow down enough so that if you... Yeah, I should have went around. Or shoot through. Yeah, I'm being really... Oh, wait, maybe I can't. Right, yeah, don't worry, I'm not going the wrong way. Or, in the words, keep the Sega stuff going on. Hey, you're going the wrong way! Follow the arrow. Except there is no arrow here. Yeah, unfortunately we don't have that element of the Crazy Taxi series thing going on here. But at least we can get into that more when I do BD Joe, or pull out BD Joe again as is. Oh, shit. Okay, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have said, no, I'm not going to lose this. I jinx myself. Oh, you know what? Okay, that's the other thing you can do, and I may as well do this. Yeah, preview to Sonic 06 doing the backwards thing. There we go, just get some health. Alright. Yeah, it's just going to take a little longer, but that's fine. And stock up the ammo for your missiles, which you can hold 9 of those, by the way. Oh, yeah, okay, damn, he's pretty far ahead. But, yeah, it's not going to fail on anything. Yeah, he is pretty far, but yeah, we're gonna get him. I'll make sure I get him. It'd be horrible if I came all this way to the end of it. Okay, no, okay, no, I'm shooting him down. It's just that I'm missing, because the way that the missiles work is a little weird. So, okay, I just need to have enough of them, hit them as I go, just to move my way through. Shoot that one, or sort of. And just do that. Ugh, stop. Alright, yeah, it is weird how the missiles are working, because I'm literally right next to it and it's not doing anything. Or, okay, it fades enough. Yeah, he's so far ahead. It's like, alright, let's see. Well, then again, maybe him being so far ahead is a good thing, because it looks like they're going down. Yeah, this is the only time we're going to show Pursuit, so it's like, I may as well show off the whole brunt of it. This is basically what you're doing if you're going through the S missions. You're doing this. It's like, yeah, I need to stay alive. I'm low on health. Let me stock up. Or miss that one altogether. Alright, just go through here. Oh yeah, it looked like I had... Alright, fine, I'll take the hit. I did say take the hit, not tank the hit, although tank the hit would have worked too. No. Alright, now I gotta get this. It's just that one last part of it. Well, while I'm struggling to get this, I guess, yeah, chat, let me know anything else you're thinking as far as the Sonic and All-Stars Transformed game, or anything else as far as Sega elements you want to go into. Or if you know these missions and what your experiences are with them. Actually, I guess, like Bruce was saying, you played this on, what, 3DS, you said? I guess this has that still, yes? Because from what I understand, I believe the portable versions are basically the same as the console games, except the fact that I don't think they have online. But maybe the Vita one does, I don't know. Actually, I guess the other thing as far as, like, portability is, like, well, maybe Vita would handle a racing game better, potentially. But that'd be another case. There we go, got him. And I got ammo off screen. Alright, that took longer than I'd like, but, oh well.
Event complete.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right as far as the way that sounds, but we did get a level up on him, and we did get the mod of his unlocked, or a mod, the handling mod. Alright, so it's good. Please don't crash on me now. Okay, good. See, it's weird I have to worry about that. And that's not to infer the idea that, oh, modern gaming is always going to be resulting in crashes, because there's crashes in old games, too. So, mention Shadow the Hedgehog out of that. Okay, sprint we haven't done. Yeah, let's go back to the Shinobi element. Let's go to sprint. Oh, right. Sprint is when you do lap times. Let's beat Jiro Musashi, not Joe Musashi. Let's beat his lap time. You know what? Yeah, let's pull out Eggman. Voiced by Mike Pollock again in this game. Okay, good. Yeah, I was thinking, like, wait a minute. As far as, like, the loading, I was like, wait, is it missing something? Alright, here we go. So going back here. Alright, in this case, all you have to do is do a fast lap.
3, 2, 1, go.
Here, more of each den. You do get this nice ghost. I believe there are also, like, course ghosts for the time trial mode you can use as well. Or go against. So I guess it's like the stuff in Mario Kart or Diddy Kong Racing or Crash Team Racing, if using the two. Which I guess this has elements of Crash Team Racing in the sense that you have tricks you're doing off of, or in that case it's jumps you're doing off of jumps. Do a land, do a boost. In the case of this one, it's this. There we go. Actually, yeah, when we did this last time, I didn't go this way where there's another zip pad. Poor Eggman. Right, there we go. Yeah, because it sometimes becomes a little bit of a choice as far as how you're handling certain things to get your speed up. Anyway, when you play through the S ranks, or the S levels in this, you start really thinking about that element of the game more. Like, okay, where can I find those little areas where I can do tricks like that? And if I'm going through here, what's the best way to go as far as keeping my speed up for some purpose? Whether it's like getting boosts that way, enough to keep myself going, or wait till I get a 2 and blast, or 1, in that case, and blast off. There we go. Yeah, and the S time on these levels are insanely specific. You have to be pretty much perfect, but I mean, at that point, it makes sense. I'll say this as far as the difficulty of this game.
You actually think you can beat?
Oh, he did. But there you go. Or we beat it with him. We beat Mr. Musashi. But there we go. What I'm going to say about the difficulty on this is that there's the thought when it comes to kart racing games that sometimes you'll have a kart racer, like a Mario Kart or something, and the AI will cheat, or it'll be insanely tight as far as certain things. And it's tempting to say that in some cases with this game, but in a lot of ways, that doesn't really happen that much. So they do balance it pretty nicely. I would think, actually, now I'm thinking about it, I think that Nintendo may have taken some cues from this game as far as some elements of that, as far as like some of the AI elements. Because I know Mario Kart Wii had particularly nasty or cheap AI. I think when 8 came out, then they fixed that. Right, I'm trying to see if there's any other missions that I haven't done, and if not, we will go back to... We did Boost Race. Actually, I think there is one more. Battle Race, Boost Challenge, Sprint. The Sprint, okay, the Sprint was the lap thing, so I think we have. So I think we've covered everything as far as that. So let's go back to the other courses, or to go through the courses specifically as far as what we got. No, we're not doing World Tour anymore. Doing single race, and we stopped at... Alright, yeah, let's go here. We mentioned House of the Dead on this channel before, the remake that's coming out, and I cannot wait for that. So we're going into the House of the Dead again. Let's take Gunman from Jet Set Radio. Yes, we balanced. Yeah, there is not character from House of the Dead. I think there was in the Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing game. We got a glove to start, so that's good. Yeah, they call it Curian Mansion in this, which I guess makes sense. It is the Curian Mansion, but weirdly enough, all the Sonic and Sega All-Star elements, not just the racing game. We're going to do Burning Rangers. Definitely don't worry about that. We're getting to that one. That's, I think, in this line. And we'll talk about Burning Rangers. Have you played Burning Rangers? I never have, and it costs $800. So I'm like, yeah, I'm going to have to probably take out a mortgage to get that. And Panzer Saga, once they release them. But, yeah, they call this Curian Mansion, even though, yeah, it's House of the Dead. It's like, I don't know why they don't call it House of the Dead. It's like, there's like the Sega Superstars Tennis is the same way. It's like they call it Curian Mansion. Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing does it. I think there's even that, I don't know if anyone's played this one, the Sega Superstars was on the PlayStation 2. It used the iToy, which was like the precursor to the Kinect, interestingly enough. Oh shit, I forgot. I'm so used to the mirror course on this. No, what is it? Okay. Okay, Burning Rangers. Okay, we'll get to Burning Rangers as far as that. Burning Rangers was a very, very late release for the Sega Saturn. We're talking, I think it was August, September 1998. That was after the Saturn was already discontinued. It officially cut ties to that. The Dreamcast was coming out in Japan 2 months after it. It's by Sonic Team. It is Yuji Naka who made that. So I was wrong when I did the Knights thing and said, oh, there was not much Sonic Team stuff going on with that system aside from Knights. It was that one. What it is, it's apparently... It's kind of an action-adventure platformer of sorts, where you're basically this team of futuristic firefighters, and you're going around and you're basically saving people and putting out the fires on the areas that I guess have been set. I don't, honestly, my knowledge on Burning Rangers is very limited. I only know of that game what I've read. But it was, again, a really late release on that system, and because of that, they didn't make many copies of it, and because of that, it's gone up insanely high in price. As far as it, and it's never gotten a re-release, and maybe because of the Saturn emulation elements, that's what has caused that to happen. It's always one I was curious about, and they did have references to in other games. In this game, Summit Amigo, they actually do have one of the pieces of music in it, like the Angels with Burning Rangers, I believe, and it's like this very jazzy music it has going. We'll hear that a little bit when we do the track of that, and I believe they do have like some of the same voice clips from that game. But it seemed like an interesting concept for it, and actually, I'll tell you, it's not necessarily a new one for Sega, because there was also an arcade game they made, a very obscure one, and one I heard of, but never saw it in the wild, but always wanted to play. It was called Brave Firefighters. It was from Sega as well, and it was basically a light gun game, kind of like a House of the Dead, that's controlled with like a peripheral that's like a fire hose. The idea is like you're putting out fires that way, and I always thought that was cool. Alright, now we're going to let Mom sleep with the all-star move of Gum, which I probably should wait to the last lap to use, but whatever. But yeah, that is what Burning Rangers is, and I guess the closest we're going to get as far as the idea of firefighting is, well, two things. One, a friend of mine gave me as a birthday gift a couple years ago. He gave me a reproduction cartridge copy of The Firemen, which is a game on the Super Nintendo, or it was on the Super Famicom, I should say. It only came in Japan. It was by Human Entertainment, who made Clock Tower. And it's like a firefighter-style game. There's also a sequel that's on the PS3. You can download it on the PSN store. And actually there is... Okay, I lied. There's four, then. Because there's those two. There's the Ignition Factor, which is on the Super Nintendo. It's on the Nintendo Switch Online. I think it's from Jellicoe. It's also like a top-down kind of game where you're fighting fires. And the one I'm most familiar with, and one I would like to show off, Firefighter FD18 from Konami for the PlayStation 2. Which is actually kind of an expensive one, too. Sort of like 40, 50 bucks now. It's, again, another case of like a game where you're doing firefighting and saving people and going through like a burning building. Even like the weird case of like you're going through, you have to deal with the fire hose, but the fire hose never tugs or gets caught or anything. And kind of the most amazing part of that game is you have bosses in that game. It's boss fires. You're fighting fires as the boss, and they have like the little health meter going on, and they have like the kind of hissing of the air going, like when you have to aim the water or the hose down at like the base of the fire. So it's actually following real life concepts of how, you know, firefighting works. I know I have family members who were firefighters, and they looked at this and they're like, yeah, this is exactly what it's like. They're kind of surprised that it kind of got it so dead on. That's a game, though, at some point we will definitely show. In fact, going to that element of Burning Rangers, let's do the Burning Rangers track. One of the most enclosed in tracks in this game. So there is that. Let's see. It is... Okay, yeah, it's Burning Depths. So let's take a look at that.
Burning Depths. Choose a class.
I mean, as I going back again to Burning Rangers, it seems like an interesting concept to be playing. All right, we'll pull Gully's Thunderhead out for the Golden X track. Let's pull up Pudding. And, yeah, get the Dreamcast mod going. Yeah, the context of this mission here, this level, is that it's like this enclosed space base of sorts. Like I guess it's like an aquarium or like an aquatic museum or something. And actually, there's a reference to Echo the Dolphin in here, and I did not know that until I did research on this game like a few days ago. I think he's in one of the tubes or one of the areas there. I didn't actually see it. Oh, there he is. There is Echo the Dolphin right there. I guess doing the thing against the glass, or it's like that episode of King of the Hill when Hank wants to go and have the experience with the dolphins, and it's a little untoward and very traumatizing for him. But anyway, so yeah, there is Echo the Dolphin, so that is the reference to him in this game. And I do have some of the Echo the Dolphin games we could show. I have the one on the Dreamcast, the Defender of the Future, which is going to be I have to have a walkthrough on hand on that game because it is... The cryptic factor on that game is enough to almost make Slam City with Scottie Pippen look clear. Well, almost. But, that would be that one. And I have the two for the Genesis on collections. And, there's also, Echo Jr., which is on... There's a PS2 collection that has it that I don't have anymore. The Sega Genesis collection that has it. Which is like a kid's take on Echo the Dolphin. So there are takes on that we could take. And then there's also one that is not really an Echo the Dolphin game. I mentioned it before. Calibri. It's on 32X. It's by the team who made Echo the Dolphin. I think it was Nova Trade who made it. It's like a hummingbird flight shooter game. Another one that's extremely obscure and is extremely expensive. But it is one that I've sometimes been curious about the idea of, okay, what's this like? Just show up the case of like, yeah, how many games have you ever played where A, there's a hummingbird element to it, or that you're playing as them? Alright, but yeah, the idea is here, this place is on fire feasibly, and we're seeing that. And you're hearing some of the the radio chatter that's saying to that, like, there's fire there, we're not going to be putting it out feasibly, but it's like, yeah, the Burning Rangers have to go in here, and you have like the jazzy kind of gospel music choir going, saying, Burning Rangers go! And it's great. In fact, there are the Rangers right there. Over there, and like, in a weird way, it's almost like, I almost wonder if maybe Sega was pulling from like the Super Sentai elements, like Power Rangers and things like that, as far as the design of like what these, I guess, the Rangers are like. In the sense, there's like, okay, they're firefighting, but they have like jetpacks and things, and they're kind of doing all these fancy elements as far as what they're going to do. But it sounds like an interesting concept, and as a Sonic Team game that I haven't played, it is something that kind of gets me interested. And I'm always fascinated by this. Games by Sonic Team that is like, yeah, you never necessarily knew that was like that. I mean, I'm thinking like two, I don't know if you're familiar with these on the DS. There was Field of Magic XYXX, and there's another one called the Rub Rabbits. And what they are is they're minigame collections. I think Field of Magic was a DS launch game. And what they are is you're basically trying to impress this girl, and you're playing through a lot of minigames to do that. And one of them, I think, is you have to, like, do massages of her with the touchscreen, and I think you have to, like, wipe bugs off of her or something. I was like, yeah, that is strange, but ironically, it was seen as one of the best games at the launch of the DS, pretty much. All right, now I'm in guitar mode, which is a reference to Space Channel 5 Part 2, which was the initially Japan-only sequel to Space Channel 5, which has been re-released in places. In fact, it's the only one that got multiple re-releases. It was on the Space Channel 5 Special Edition on PlayStation 2, where I have it, and it's also on the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 as a download. At some point we could show that, but yeah, there is Pudding. Watch my report on Channel 42. Is that another reporter? And we're gonna have to get to Space Channel 5. If you've never seen Space Channel 5, oh my god, that is an experience. In fact, I'll tell this story. Actually, I think it was when I was in college. It was around the 10th anniversary of the Dreamcast. Some friends and I, we had a theme party of the 10th anniversary of that system. They knew I had a massive back catalog of games from the Dreamcast. Like, bring every game you have. I have like 60 games on that system, including Space Channel 5. I was like, somebody said, "Oh, I never saw Space Channel 5." I was like, "Oh, let me show you." And it's basically the idea. If you've never played that game, it's you're in space as a space news reporter. You're ooh la la, and you're running ooh la la swing and report show. And you're basically covering like an alien invasion where the aliens are coming down, forcing people to dance. And you have to keep your ratings up while fighting Pudding, who's the rival reporter on the other station, and then also making it so that, you know, you don't get canceled. Or you have to basically follow their moves as they go along. You have like the aliens like doing like the dancing, like up, left, right, down, chew, chew, chew. It is, oh my, it is so glorious. Then again, I think that's a theme that you've noticed when I've come to something with Sega, is like, Sega makes some gloriously strange stuff. Yeah, that was, I think, what was it? Tetsuya Mizuguchi who made that, who made Rez. We brought Rez up a bunch of times on the channel. Okay, this is this Race of Ages where we have a lot of references to other Sega games here. We have, actually, I'll let this play just so we can show it off. We have Bonanza Brothers with Robo and Mobo. We have the mice from Choo Choo Rocket from the Dreamcast, which I do have that game as well. You have the R360 cabinet for G-Lock, which I have the G-Lock on the Switch. We can show that off. There is Ryo from Shenmue in there. I think there is Akira from Virtua Fighter. And, alright, there is the plane from Afterburner. And the jet ski, the Dreamcast. Actually, the jet ski that is a reference to Wave Runner, which was an arcade game of Sega's that never came home. So yeah, the classic Sega references out there, weird, what is this Sega references are going all over the place. We're playing as Reala from Knights. Set to the tune of a nice disco tech take on the Fantasy Zone music from Space Harrier. So here you insert the "Welcome to the Fantasy Zone. Get ready." And like, yeah, we're getting ready to have the Race of Ages. And this is good stuff. Oh, unless you fall off and flip like that. But yeah, we got time to go, so I think we should be good. Yeah, right now I can't say that you're doing great. Yeah, because I'm doing horribly. I'm in 9th place. But as you keep going, you should be good. Oh, and there is the bike from Hang On. So, yeah, you have the machine. And there's Sonic as well. You may as well have Sonic there. So, yeah, it's basically, this level is spot the Sega references the level, pretty much. And as someone who loves doing that, I guess the chat likes that aspect of it too. Yeah, this is a treat. Especially when you have the music going. I guess this part, which, I don't know if this is necessarily pulling from something. Chat, if you know if it is, let me know. Yeah, just going through, flying through, just avoiding those, I guess, falling walls, like the, I don't know, missiles, tubes, whatever they are. And then the spinning things. Ow. And also feeling the rumble, I haven't really emphasized that much with this game. There's tons of rumble going on with this one, as far as that. So yeah, if you're going to be buying it for this system, or feasibly a system that has rumble elements going, there's going to be a lot of elements going. Get boosts when you hit things, get hit, crash into objects, and it's all there. It's good stuff. Woo! I was trying to roll out of the way, but unfortunately I could not. Alright, but I'm doing okay as far as this. Trying to see if, because there's certain variances of this where I think it's, or maybe it's on one of the later laps, we also go in the water. Okay, there we go. We got the swarm, so we're going to be in good shape. And when you drop the swarm down, by the way, it does release the buzz bombers that'll hurt the other characters that hit into them. But when you drive into them, there's no problem when you set it off. Oh, there is a beat going also to the tune of, I'm trying to remember what the name of the track was. It's weird because I don't have all, it's weird, I remember, it's a track from Jet Set Radio, the first one. I didn't remember what it was. It's that one that goes, and I had to look up what it was. I'll look up after the race because I do have written down what all the tracks are as far as like the all-star stuff, the course elements. I mean, I knew right away this was Space Harrier. I was like, oh my god, this is the Phase Zero music. I mean, basically, I'll tell you what this is. This is the Sega Geek Out game, when you really think about it. Maybe even more than its prequel was. And definitely more than even Team Sonic Racing was. Although there definitely are references to, like, the Dreamcast stuff in that game still. Even, like, they have, like, the Sandhill music of Sonic Adventure. When they unveiled that, I was like, oh my god, they have that track in there. So, all nice stuff for that. It fits to this channel of, I guess, the logoing I have of Sega, which does not to say that I am, you know, specifically, you know, animus towards other console manufacturers. Just maybe I grew up Sega-wise, so there's that aspect, but also I have that knowledge of Sega and other companies too. But with Sega, there is something special about them. I mean, in the same way that there is with like Sony and Nintendo and other companies. With Sega, I guess it's really just the fact that all these risks they took, all these little elements that they put in this game, even when they get it wrong, as we've mentioned. And Electros, thank you for pointing out all the elements for the Shinobi element, which I wouldn't have caught if you didn't point it out. So I appreciate that. I really do. I appreciate you stopping by every week and having a nice time with us as far as adding to that discussion and, you know, the relaxed element when we're done, or we're done with our week, which I do love that. I look forward to it every week, and I'm glad that you guys are enjoying. I hope you're enjoying this exploration of the racing element. I guess let me know what you're thinking of how I'm handling this as a racing game. I mean, I guess there are going to be certain racing games I could handle maybe really differently than this, where you're making more progression. Well, Diddy Kong Racing is going to be one of those when we do it. Because I'm going to do the joint venture element of that mode, the co-op adventure mode. So in that case, we'll have a progression. But for something like this, like, yeah, this made sense about how to handle it. Let's just show off all the elements of this. Let's get our Sega fandom going on here. Let's deal with all the music, all the characters. Okay, now we're in the boat. Okay, here we go. So there is Rio. We will technically see him, even though he's not technically in this game. Oh, there is the Outrun cabinet. Okay, I didn't notice that. And there is, yeah, the cat. I'm trying to remember the name of the cat from Choo Choo Rocket. Although I do remember the Japanese commercial for Choo Choo Rocket, where you have, like, the cats eating the mice and the mice bleeding massively. They did not have that as the marketing in the U.S. In the U.S., they decided, well, let's do it the right way, which is just emphasize the fact this is the first online game on the Dreamcast. Which is an interesting case. We'll definitely show off that game when we can, or when you want to see it, because that is a fun one. An interesting take on a puzzle game, and one that, again, is very unique, as has been some of the other puzzle games we've played. Now, you're wondering why that VMU is down there in the background of that Dreamcast VMU. Well, the Dreamcast is here. That's also a character. I think we do need to show that character off. But, alright, Riala 1. So there we go. Yeah, that's Ages. We'll see Ages next. Actually, no, we'll see him after the next course. The next course is going to be the Golden Axe course, so we're going to take a look at that. And we'll pull out Gilly's Thunderhead. Let's see. Next, oh yeah, that's the last one here. And they'll show off the DLC track, and then we'll try the online. Alright, so home field advantage. We're taking Gilly's Thunderhead. Yeah, the dwarf from Golden Axe, who is a playable character in this game, and, let's see. Yeah, I want balance so I can handle. Yeah, Golden Axe. Let's talk Golden Axe. The 1989 beat-em-up from Sega, which is on the Sega Astro City Mini, which finally came about a week ago. And has that game, and has the unreleased at-home Revenge of Death Adder. So, yeah, we can get our Golden Axe going on in the future. We can also get on right now, as we hear this amazing remix of The Wilderness, the first level of Golden Axe, the... It's so good. It's great in that game, but just the way they remixed it. It's that kind of thing that you sometimes think, we've gotten this discussion before, the idea of, when do you really like old-style music with what they made, but also then when they want to remix it, say, and, like, give it an orchestra take. So it's like you have, like, all these, you know, horns and, you know, strings going on in the background, real instruments for Golden Axe, and it sounds glorious. And you give credit for sure to Richard Jacques, who knew how to remix this stuff. For sure, knew what he was doing with remixing it. Alright, but yeah, we gotta get Amigo, but we should be okay. And just doing all those little touches to this game, even like when we had the flyby there, you have like the little skeleton hand, the thing where you're picking out the characters, even you have like the character select title screen music of that going on, so yeah, you're getting your Golden Axe fixed here for sure. I guess that's another thing in that case with this game, and why, well, at first, thank you for suggesting this game, I'm glad to be playing it for you. I'm glad to be able to showcase this off for Supersonic Game Saturday, but also in a way it lets us kind of cover more games at once, to a degree, or at least get into discussions with them. Even ones that you all might not be familiar with, or I might not be familiar with, as is the case with stuff like Burning Rangers. Or even some of the... Alright, there's Ralph again, giving us the life of the arcade as we're, you know, flipping off of lava. Yeah, I think I'll have to go the S rank at some point, because I guess I am doing decently as far as this. Oh, okay, I never noticed that before. There's like a super pickup in the mouth of that dinosaur. I think you kind of have to angle specifically, so it's like, yeah, it would be difficult to grab it. I also do like the idea of Gilius's, you know, flight vehicle here, where you're basically on the winged element. So it's like, yeah, you're the beast riding element. And I think, although I don't know, and chat, let me know if this is the case or not, I think there might potentially be ties as far as like the way Gilius's design is here, some of the vehicle elements that are to Golden Axe Beast Rider, which I think was the then most recent game in the series, which I've heard not good things about. I mean, the fact there's no multiplayer. But yeah, that was the most recent one as far as that. Which is too bad, I guess, that it wasn't very good. It's like, yeah, when you see a Sega franchise come back, you want to see more of it, or see it do better, or be done better. Which, actually, I guess to go to that, let's go into something else as far as the Sega... I mean, this will be the Sega show. It's the Sonic show, but the Sega show for this week, too. Yeah, on top of the rumor element of Sonic 3 and being re-released, Sonic & Knuckles and Sonic Colors, Sega also has been saying, I think they had like an investor meeting as far as that, and they did release what the discussion was there, saying is that they're thinking that they want to try and focus on some more of their IPs that have gone dormant for a while, or come up with a new IP in particular. We'll also look at the IPs they have there currently, you know, doing stuff with, even like the stuff they did stuff recently with like Streets of Rage and Yakuza and Sonic. And it's not announcing anything. Don't think necessarily that it means right away that, yeah, that means anything's going to come of it. You don't always know. But they're thinking they want to get in touch with that, so hoping for E3, because Sega's going to be at E3. They're going to feasibly talk about what they've got, feasibly with Sonic, because next month is the 20th anniversary of Sonic. So we're going to be doing Sonic 1, both versions, Game Gear and Genesis. So at that point, I think they would be thinking, like, yeah, we want to go back into that past and realize, hey, it's been 30 years since that franchise, and we want to do something special for, you know, the Sega faithful, and feasibly do it right, because we mentioned this before, how much we love Streets of Rage 4 and the Panzer Dragoon remake, and realizing they gave those to other companies, but they did them really well. So it's not like, oh yeah, they gave it to another company and they potentially ruined it, or it became something that was so weird. Actually, I guess going back to Shinobi a little bit. Well, I guess with Golden Axe, okay, I'll stick with Golden Axe briefly, because there was also another game based on that, Golden Axe The Duel, which was on the Saturn. I believe it's a fighting game. No, it's actually like a head-to-head fighting game with the Golden Axe characters. I never played it, but it's one that fans of Golden Axe don't tend to like. And also on the Saturn, there was another Shinobi game. I don't know if chat's ever played this. I haven't either. I'd be curious, but again, cost thing for the Saturn. Shinobi Legions, which apparently is something totally different, and he used full-motion video for Shinobi, so I don't know if it's any good. I've heard it plays well, but you might want to take it with a grain of salt as far as how much is it really connected to what we know of the other ones, or the future ones specifically. Alright, so we return to Uria, and we got a sticker above Gilius for playing as him here. And we'll show off the stickers, we'll show off the achievements as well. And we're getting close to that because I think we only have 4 or 5 courses here, and they'll try the online as well. So I think this is going well as far as doing racing. Or doing this racing, anyway. Alright. And down here, by the way, there are mirror tracks. They're mirror versions of each of the courses in this. But we'll go on to the last set of stuff here before the DLC track, which is only one, unfortunately. Let's go back to Sunshine Coast. I was gonna pick ages. I want to pick ages on a course where we have all of the transformations. You know what? Let's pull Alex Kidd out. Yeah, by the way, the levels. Each character you can level up 6 times, I believe. When they get to star level, you unlock all the mods for them, and then you also have the console mod you unlock in the World Tour mode. So yeah, you have all the elements of Alex Kidd: your standard, balance, handling, boost, accelerating, speed, and console. So let's see. He specializes in acceleration and boost, sorta. Let's speed. And here's the attention to detail. He's playing in the little helicopter thing from, I believe, Alex Kidd and Champ Castle, the 4th one. Shinobi World's the 3rd one. There's like Technical World, which is like a point-and-click game of sorts, or puzzle game. Or maybe it's the Lost Stars. Because actually they're doing a remake of that. I think it's the same people who are doing Streets of Rage 4 doing a remake of that. Which looks awesome. It looks the same style that was brought to like the Wonder Boy remake. But yeah, we do have Mr. Alex Kidd here. The initial mascot of sorts for Sega in the Sega Master era, before Sonic the Hedgehog came around. Kind of like a monkey guy as far as like the ears. Because I guess fitting we're playing on the Solomon Amigo tracks. Like, Amigo is he here? Yeah, I guess he's here, maybe. But, yeah, we're getting hit by Knuckles. And yeah, it's going past and hitting Miss Danica Patrick, who actually, we haven't seen Danica Patrick. We'll pull her out. Yeah, yes, he is very polite as far as, you know, Alex Kidd's concerned with him, you know, doing the wave like that. Yeah, it's interesting seeing this idea, and also if we... Oh, actually, no, we did show this off briefly, or the computer did it when they did an All-Star with him. They do give you, like, the Alex Kidd theme for that. Oh, there we go. We have Vice going. In fact, that is the track right there, what happens when the little jack goes down, that he has when he does the All-Star, or when Vice does it. Which at first, I didn't remember what that was, because actually I have Skies of Arcadia, but I haven't played it in a while, so I had to look up and see what was that. But that was what was going on. And this is also, the track from this one, this is not a licensed track from Sony Amigo. I don't know what it was, but this track, unlike the other ones, going into what happens on some of the courses when you do really well. You have this psychedelic rainbow, you know, elements to it. Or you have, like, the lucha wrestler elements, which are kind of in the background in that game, a little bit. Or, again, going back to when we discussed Angry Beavers with Katamari Damacy, going, no, oh no, El Grappadora! And then he just says, Perfecto. Which just, I just love that idea of that guy. Oh, and there's Metal Sonic going All-Star, which is unique. Because, yeah, that is actually not necessarily a track you'd think. You'd think, well, all right, you'll hear the Metal, or the Star Speedway theme, one of them from Sonic CD. Even the ones for the US version that we heard, or the one for the Japanese version, the but actually, no, it's actually one of the more underrated tracks of Metal Sonic, I would say, which is the one from Sonic the Hedgehog 4 Episode 2, which I have for this. We can show that off. I want my girlfriend and I to play that if we're going to be playing that game, because that, aside from Knuckles Chaotix, that might be the Sonic game that requires teamwork the most. And I think I said this to her, I put it this way. That's kind of a test of any relationship, so is Knuckles Chaotix to a certain degree, of being able to coordinate specifically, because you have to be very specific with that. But the point is that with Metal Sonic, you do have that track that's playing for the All-Star here. It's the boss theme of Metal Sonic in that game, which is actually a very good and underrated track. And we'll see Metal Sonic soon enough, because he was DLC for this game. And it came with a bonus edition that I bought for this. So we'll run into him a bit later. That actually, assuming I'm not hitting a course next where I don't have all 3 forms, I'm going to pull him out for that. Alright, so... You know what? I'm going to play on a course we've already done. In fact, you know what? I'll play one of the... We'll do a mirror track. Let's do somewhere where I have boat and plane and Rogue's Landing. We'll do that one.
J-Class.
Alright, because this might be the most glorious character in this game, and that's saying a lot. This is Ages. This is the Hornet from Daytona, USA, but let me tell you something, it gets better. Even better than that.
Standard.
And I'll show this off. As soon as I unlock this character, this is the character I was playing pretty much the entire time I was unlocking everything. I at least use those coins to try and get spinning going, but yeah, I think 3 or 2 of them on the load and you're done. Alright, there we go. So we're back at the Pirates thing. Alright, so here we go. And usually attention to detail, when you're on the mirror course, you do have, like, the logos of the characters reversed, like the Hornet here. You do have the sound of the car going, which was based on the 1994 Chevy Lumina, if you're not familiar. And you actually do hear, the pit crew guy going, saying stuff like, "You can take it." And, of course, you crash. Or it says, "Are you all right?" But, of course, my other favorite, which he does say when you crash, "Try to go easy on the car." It's awesome. Like, as someone who loves Daytona USA so much, yeah, that just made me so excited. But let me tell you, it gets even better. Oh, and even reverse the what is it? The hot rod. But yeah, we take the skies. You're the plane from Afterburner 2. So yeah, we're having that final takeoff again. So I guess the final takeoff we did when we Shooter showcased this game, or that game, not the final takeoff after all. And they do have, like, the little calls to that, like, fire. So you have that going too. And when you go in the water, this is where it gets the most glorious. Well, on top of the fact that you do get the Sega theme, yeah, you're a Dreamcast controller. You go around. Yeah, when you crash into things, you hear the disc grinding from the Dreamcast. And you're going to hear that anytime we do a Dreamcast game, by the way, because the mic will pick it up. I realized that when I was testing Mad Maestro, because, like, it's picking up some of the grinds from PlayStation 2. But yeah, you do have that aspect of, like, the disc grind, and even, like, some of the other sound effects, like the copy sound effect when you go on, like, to the boot menu going dum dum, or like the bling. It's like all these little things, or even when you do the transformation stuff, you have, like, the Sega going, but you also have, like, the Sega Master version of that, where you get the doo-doo from that console. It's like, it's all... This is why I think Aegis is the best character in this game, because the character with the most elements of Sega referencing, and it is so glorious. Especially if I can go All-Star, I hope I can do that. If I can't, though, I will tell you what happens. Okay, well, we're hearing the Knights theme because Knights went All-Star. Alright, unfortunately, yeah. Yeah, so yeah, I gotta try to go easy on the car, but I'm going nuts as far as how wonderful it is. Oh, you hit it. Bling! Yeah, like that. Hopefully you are hearing that. Yeah, well, the bridge collapses. But yeah, how fitting then, I guess we're playing the Dreamcast controller on the water while we're on the Skies of Arcadia course. Alright, yeah, I guess I clipped through Rystar there. Don't worry, Rystar, we'll come to your game probably at Christmas, because I think that's a game I want to do around Christmas. And it's a game I've been wanting to do forever. Yeah, it is nice that even with all this stuff going on in the background, the frame rate is still holding pretty steady. But again, if you can get this on PC, I would say get it that way, because it runs 60 FPS. Or, oh, here we go! Yes, it is the theme music from the high score table from Afterburner 2. And you have those, yeah, just keep going, or fire! There you go. I am happy I got to show off the All-Star for that one in particular. There we go.
You did it! First place!
Actually, I probably should have said with this character when I hit the last lap, I should have went, the white flag is out. This is the final lap. But we'll do that when we play Daytona USA, of which I have the 360 version, which is a dead-on port of the arcade game, and has the stuff from the Saturn edition as well. It runs way better than it does on Saturn. But if I'm going to do multiplayer with people, I'm going to have to do the Dreamcast version from Genki, which is a good version too, but it does control weirdly. But, okay, so that was Ages. Now we only have the Shibuya Downtown, the Roulette Road, the Egg Hangar. Actually, no, we showed Shibuya Downtown for one of the missions. And we showed, no, Egg Hangar, we'll just do this.
Choose your difficulty.
All right, let's go hardcore on this one. And yeah, let's pull out. We'll pull Danica Patrick out for the Outrun course. All right, but we got Metal Sonic. This came with the game with the bonus edition, which I believe. Well, okay, it was DLC for this version and the PS3 version. On the Wii U, it was on the disc. So actually, in some ways, the Wii U version might be better that way. But here we go, and we're at the Death Egg, which I guess is from Sonic 2 specifically, or a lot of Sonic games. And for a while, I was like, what is the music here? Oh yeah, actually, Sonic and Knuckles, because there's like the Doomsday robot thingy. But it turns out, this is going back to Shadow the Hedgehog we did last month. We did not cover all the levels on that game, as I mentioned at the time. And I guess unless I do the super hard mode, at some point, maybe I'll do it. Or maybe I'll unlock it to do it. But yeah, this is music from Cosmic Fall in that game. So I didn't remember, and I guess it goes back to the fact of Shadow the Hedgehog. I don't necessarily remember all the music, but maybe because of that playthrough that we did, that kind of made me understand the music a little better. And I just want to go back again. Thank you, chat, so much. Thank you, Electverse. Thank you, everybody, for that playthrough. Again, it's the kind of thing I'm thinking, yeah, I remembered. I said, this is not a good game, but you know what? I kind of maybe appreciate it more just because of how that played and that experience with that game. So thank you for guiding us on that. It was wonderful. And if we can get another game at some point, whether it's Sonic or whatever, that we can do a guiding case, I would like to do that again. And if you guys want to do that, to help on that one, to guide where we go, I'd be honored for that to be repeated with another case. Let me know if you have any games like that you think you'd want to see done that way. In the meantime, we're going through the Death Egg, seeing, yeah, oh, here we go. Yeah, we'll play the, well, okay, since I'm on S difficulty, I'm waiting to the last lap. Again, I guess a bit cheap, but it's like, S is hard if you're going to be doing the racing for this. Because the enemies will constantly pelt you with stuff, and they'll be doing those boosts really, really well. And when you hit them with items, they don't usually slow down that much unless you really lay into them. Like the ice. Because the thing with the ice is, just to go into that if you haven't played this game, well, alright, there's the invincibility tails at least. I do love the fact they picked that track for this. Just get to hear the but anyway, as I was saying, whoa, oh right, yeah, you can go through, oh, okay, I didn't mean to do that. But yeah, I was gonna wait on this because with the ice, hitting them with all three of them will freeze them. But yeah, I didn't mean to use that now. But I do like that track that do 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 do. Oh yeah, and I clipped through the screen. I clipped through there, so I was like, yeah, this is gonna be. All right, I guess we'll consider this the repeat of the Sonic CD case where he ran into the wall at the end and crashed and blew up. Yeah, I guess this is the racing metaphorical element of that. Alright, yeah, I guess I'm doing a little worse now. Unless I get another one of those All-Stars. Alright, there's the final lap. Let's see if we can reverse this a little. And avoid the egg pawns, which unfortunately go right in the direction of where the boosts are. But you also have to hit those or you have to hit those for speed, but you also have to avoid the items usually for the purpose of that. It can be annoying. There we go, there's drift level 3, so at least there's that. And you can kind of hold the drift a bit by letting go of it briefly and then quickly hitting it again for the next turn. Yeah, they're going down there, which I... Alright, there's Vi's going All-Star again. Yeah, you can get multiple flips going this way. Boom. Oh, I failed? Okay, how'd it fail? Maybe I hit the bottom of it. Oh, I just hit that. There's the glove, which is not going to be of much use unless something shoots, or somebody shoots something behind. Okay, she got frozen at least, so there's that. Alright, I'll take third at least, if I could get third, or maybe even better. Okay, did I get third? That's going to be or second? Let's see. Okay, second. Although there is a glitch in this game where it said I've gotten second, but on the results screen it's shown the other one. Let's see. Okay, good. We saw it. You saw it, said I got second. I beat Vise. The game's not agreeing. Or I got the same time, literally, as Vise when I crossed the line, but he has second still, apparently. Yeah, okay. I'm glad I showed that. I'm glad I showed that off. So I showed the game crashing, and I showed the weirdness of the ranking. That's the other beauty of doing a stream sometimes. Sometimes you run into those weird cases. And last on our docket before we do online, the DLC. This is Outrun Bay. You played Outrun before. Let's go into A on this. And I guess to get in theme with Outrun, because Outrun's the idea of driving your Ferrari around with your girlfriend. Is not exactly the case because you don't have the guy there to drive. But yeah, we have the girl. We have Miss Danica Patrick of NASCAR. And yeah, we're going to take her with her car, sponsored by Hot Wheels and GoDaddy.com. Not kidding. In fact, you see that in the opening of that. Also, I guess there's licensing Northrop Grumman for the purpose of Afterburner, interesting enough. Yeah, they have to license Northrop Grumman every time they release that. But I guess Northrop Grumman doesn't mind. But yeah, we get this nice remix of the high score table of Outrun. Yeah, this is from Outrun 2 in particular, when you're going down the beach on that. And we can show Outrun itself off. We can also show off Outrun 2 through Outrun 2006 Coast to Coast, of which I have. It was on the PS2 and the PSP and the PC, where it's extremely common. It's also on the Xbox, the original Xbox. It is one of the rarest games on the system. It is actually the rarest Sega game on the system. But yeah, I have it. I found it for $7 years ago. It's now over $200, $250. We can show that and have things go into it. But yeah, in the meantime, we got this. And fitting because Sumo Digital did do the console versions of Outrun 2. I don't know. They did the console version of Outrun 2. I think they did the original one as well. All right. Yeah, unfortunately, Miss Danica Patrick's not having a good time. But yeah, we'll take care of this. But yeah, you do have this great remix, almost this dubstep take on Splash Wave, which goes pretty nicely with the actual redo of Splash Wave that Outrun 2 in 2006 did, which is awesome. That is the only Outrun element you're getting as far as the music, though, so yeah, keep that in mind. That is unless you're playing with custom soundtracks, which you can technically do on the 360 and on the Xbox One, and I think you can do it on the PS3 technically. So basically, yeah, if you have like an iDevice of some sort, you connect, or connect to the 360 the iPod or something, because on Xbox One, who knows, that doesn't work. But on 360 you can. I think on PS3 you can. Yeah, have that, stream the Outrun music. Stream anything you want. I mean, feasibly, I used to use that custom soundtrack. I may as well get into that as we go along. I use that all the time on racing games on the Xbox, and the Outrun games did have that. Or the Outrun 2 and 2006 games did. Basically play any music you want, which is a wonderful thing. And that was one of the best things Microsoft came up with. And something I do kind of miss, although again, you can kind of still do it on even the new systems. I believe the Series S and X, and I think PS5 still lets you do that. Basically, I think now what you do is you either use Spotify, or I think there's, like how I do on Xbox One, there's an app for, like, Amazon Music, or use Spotify or Amazon Music, and what I do is I tend to have, like, my Amazon Music account, and all the music I bought is there. So, I mean, let me tell you, there is nothing like playing, like, an Outrun game or something like this. Right? Test is also with Katamari Damacy, interesting enough, to see, like, oh, can I do this? And you can. Yeah, listening to, like, Loverboy and, you know, Alan Parsons Project to the tune of Katamari Damacy. Which actually, I guess Alan Parsons Project makes sense for playing games people play. Or actually, no, I'll tell you, the fitting one, if you're going to be doing Katamari Damacy, is you play Father Figure by George Michael of Wham. Because that's all about the tense relationship of fathers and sons. So it fits perfectly. Yeah, I do love this track. Oh, shit, I am stuck. I didn't notice there was a dock that I couldn't go around. I'll say, I do love this track, how colorful and sunny it is. Perfect for the summer, for sure. But, or summer coming. But it is the kind of thing I kind of wish there was more DLC tracks that they put out. Although, again, I think, well, the PC version had more DLC characters. I don't think it had more DLC tracks. It was too bad. I wish there was maybe even more of them to go. But we've gotten a good cross-section of them as we've been playing, so I won't complain too much. Yeah, I gotta win, or gotta try and win. Yeah, it'd be interesting if, yeah, the worst case I do is with Danica Patrick. Which it seemed like it was a strange thing for her to be in this game, but I think what happened was there was some kind of... Because with NASCAR, there's a lot of, like, sponsorship stuff going on. Along with the stuff of her for Hot Wheels and GoDaddy. I think they had something going on with Sonic. I think they had Sonic on the car or something. for some of the NASCAR races. And I think that was the perspective. Oh, there's... Oh, what was that? Oh, you saw that, right? I just kind of went backwards. I'm going to love going back on the playback on that one. Let's try and see if we can't win going through the Outrun Bay. This is an interesting course in some ways, though, because it's also one of the most wide open tracks. To the point where if you're throwing out the swarm of the Buzz Bombers, you can easily avoid them. Oh, here you go. Hopefully we won't get constant striked on this, because I believe this is a theme for NASCAR for something. And I guess I'm throwing out the coins there and knocking Ralph down. And feasibly winning at the end of it. Unless Speedy Joe comes and beats me. No, 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 no. Okay, did I win? I might have either just won or just lost. Let's see. Alright, it says I won. Let's see. If we saw that glitch again, it'd be funny if I get the 2 times in a row. Yeah, by 0.5 of a second. Okay, great. So, yeah, we just beat him. Alright. Okay, with that, let's take a look at the online, and then what we're going to do is going to take a look at the achievements and the stickers, and then I think, yeah, it'll be about 3 hours. That'll call it for the night. Okay, so let's see. So, for the online, you go into matchmaking, and there are a bunch of modes here. There's, like, arena fights and lucky dip. I think... I don't know what lucky dip is. Let's take a look at that. Alright, let's see. Are anybody playing this? This is a game that's 9 years old, so I wouldn't be surprised if people are not. Or maybe they don't want to play this game. You know what? Yeah, we'll leave that one. Let's take a look at the race. Hey, we're basically almost done with the game. The only thing we're doing now is I'm going to show the online off, or try to show the online off. We'll take a look at the stickers and the achievements. Oh, no, I don't want to do arena. Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to do arena. I'm going to try race. Actually, if I can't do an online match, because maybe people aren't playing this game. This is a 9-year-old game, after all. If I can't, I'll go back to Outrun Bay. We'll play that again, and then we'll do some stuff with stickers and license stuff. Oh, here we go. Perfect. Got a race. All right, with Mr. Mrs. or Mrs. Killicode, Danger Cat 666322, and me. By the way, I guess I should emphasize that I am Captain D-Trag, because we're gonna have to emphasize that in the middle of race. Or no? No. Okay, I should emphasize that because because when my girlfriend comes on, we're gonna have to differentiate who's who. But yeah, there we go. Get to see what they have on their licenses there. Actually, I guess we have another fan of Shinobi, and I guess of Jet Set Radio over there. Both 2 stars of the camera, Ralph and BD Joe, and then mine of BD Joe, Rystar, and E102 Gamma. So I guess I'll just have to wait here. In the okay. Alright, so I'll just wait here. I'll take a drink of my water. I was right, is that how you pronounce it? Pronounce what? Rystar? Let me ask, I'm gonna live with you. I don't know. I think it's Rystar in the sense that, because here's the thing, it's a Japanese game, Sega is a Japanese company, Sonic Team developed that. I've heard it said Rystar. Oh, my username. Oh, yes. Yeah, that is. Yeah, that's the case. But, I guess it would be either Detrag or Detrag, either or. It's like, I guess because of the emphasis as far as the end of it. So, there you go. That, by the way, is a nickname that stuck with me in college. It's like, yeah, you have to have that persona. So, there you go. But yeah, I guess just to quickly go back to the Rystar thing anyway, just to cover that. I've heard Rystar, but I've also heard Ristar, which I tend to call it, and then Restar, I guess if you pronounce it the Japanese way, because in Japanese, of what I remember of it, the I is pronounced like an E, so like re or something, or like in Metal Gear Solid 2, perfect example, the lolly lule lo. It's based on the idea of in Japanese the a, e, u, a, o, as far as like the noun pronunciations. So I think it's Restar if you're gonna pronounce it, or Rystar as far as that, but it's feasibly anything. All right, let's take a look at the online then. Feasibly, hopefully it'll work. I don't know if I've done the online on this game. Maybe I have.
Get ready.
Well, I guess I Did I choose a character? Maybe I didn't choose a character. Oh, alright. Actually, that reminds me of one other thing. Because I forgot to show off a character. Alright, we have two characters. We have Mr. Danger Cat over there, so let's take him down. Because he is the avatar. I forgot. I'm glad I did this then, because it reminds me that the avatar is there. It also gives me a sense that, yeah, people are playing this game still. Which is good, because, yeah, it is a good game. Ooh. Jui Quan. Okay, so... I know that's a sticker based on the online to some degree. I don't think I'm going to win. I think he's too good for me. We'll give it a shot. Because I believe this game, the online for this has... Okay, yeah, he was shooting back far, but I think the online for this is up to... I think it's 10 or 12 players, I believe. Okay, there we go. I got a catch. So it's good to show that off as far as the glove. I don't think I've shown that perspective off yet. He's so far ahead, I don't know if I'm going to win, so I'm going to take the other path. Or feasibly, I don't know. Who knows? It could be a woman or somebody else, whoever at the other end, so I'm not completely sure, but we'll take a look. Well, the avatar is male as far as how it's showing, so or what it looks, so I was like, okay, maybe, but we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, he's kicking my ass. Look at that. Oh, well, that's sometimes what you run into as far as online, not necessarily because, like, oh, yeah, because the thought is like, oh, you play online, or if you don't play online, it's because, oh, yeah, you're going to get destroyed if people have been playing the game more. But then again, it's still the kind of thing that, yeah, being able to manage that and master elements of it to be able to do right with it. Okay, I'm at least getting a lot of stickers from doing this, so I guess I haven't done the online that much, feasibly. Yeah, we're almost at the end, so... Yeah, we'll have to get going. Wait, first place? On him or me? Okay, that was weird, because it came up, it said first place in the voice, but now it's saying second for me. Okay. I was like, yeah, I know I didn't win. But, still, it's fun. And it runs really smoothly. And so, for ranking, you do get those elements up. I did not. Okay, but you do still accrue experience for your driving skills and certain elements when you're doing the race, and the tokens. Alright, that I did not know. But if nothing else, it shows... Okay, Crash of 5 hazards in a matchmaking game did 25 drift bursts. Okay. And a lot of those are references to other Sega games as well, so we'll go into that. I'll show the avatar off, and then... Yeah, we'll do the achievements and the stickers now, and then we'll do the last race of the avatar. Okay. You know, I'm not, sorry. Just for the purpose of what we're showing, that's beyond the scope. Custom game is for the local multiplayer, by the way. Oh, okay, fine. There's online as well. I think because you do private games with friends. Alright, so let me, you know, hit Y button, unlicense. Yeah, and then also you get ranks. I think there's like a third rank. Completion in the game, of which I have 77% of it because I guess there's 10... Okay, because I did all the Grand Prix levels, but I didn't win one of them. The staff ghost, the stickers, the mods. 22 hours I've been playing this, and Ages. Yeah, I mentioned. As soon as I unlocked Ages, that was set. You can also tell that Sumo Digital is a European company because they spell your favorite with the OU, which is an interesting touch, but I do like seeing that sometimes. Like the idea of like Pokemon Sword and Shield being set in the United Kingdom, which is kind of wonderful. But anyway, alright, here's the stickers. You can put them on your license to be whatever you want to have them. And you unlock them for doing achievements. And some of them, actually, let me just show this one off briefly before we go through all those. These are the ones that came with a bonus edition. They gave you some of them. Most of them don't really have anything to do with Sega, like emoji stuff, and then like a #1 ribbon, like if you're going to the county fair or something. But you do get the Metal Sonic there. But yeah, the other ones we have. Okay, so let's take a look at these. Racing Transform, Go All-Star, Eyes on the Road, hit an opponent while looking backwards, Sumo Wrestled, Virtua Trickster, Arrow of Light, Buzz Bomber, Link Chain, so you get the night stuff, Yokozuna, Cosmic Smash, there's we'll go through all the characters later, Park Shop, Sonic Drift, Nomad, which actually is the compass from Skies of Arcadia, Durola Credits, there's Rouge, Vise the Legend, Walk on Sight, Welcome to Victory Lane, going back to Daytona, USA. You got the Horn, that's from 18-wheeler American Pro Trucker for the Dreamcast, which could show up at some point because you do have that. Takes Ages, so I guess, yeah, that is Chris Thorndike, I believe, from Sonic X, I think, unless I'm wrong. Chat, if I'm wrong on that, tell me. That's for ranking. Tornado, this, I believe, is from Skies of Arcadia as well. I believe this is the, like, the logo of your, or you can choose your logo for your, pirate group eventually. Either that or to touch the Sonic Heroes, which might be that too. Magic Second, Rank A, Racing Hero, All-Stars, Meteor Strike, so there's Rise Star again. Just a Shot to all you Virtua Cop fans. You get 10 hits by shooting backwards in a single event. Battle Outrunner, definitely kind of obscure outrun game from arcades only. Welcome to the Fantasy Zone with Professor K from Jet Set Radio, so that's interesting there. Spin Dash, which I guess is like, it's a roller skate, but it almost looks like the soap shoes from Sonic Adventure 2. Rank S, Scud Racer with the logoing of Metropolis Street Racer, which was on the Dreamcast, which was a racing game from Sega that actually had Richard Jacques doing the music for it. Actually had T.J. Davis, who did the vocals for Sonic R, doing tracks for that game. It was developed by Bizarre Creations. Actually, it was the first entry technically in the Project Gotham Racing series that then went to Microsoft's system. But first they made that, and then when Project Gotham was coming out, they said, hey, let's take what we learned on that, fix it, and adjust it, and make it that way. So yeah, you have Metropolis Street Racer. It also brings me able to mention Project Gotham Racing, which is a game I love. And Microsoft, if anybody from Microsoft is watching, I am on my hands and knees right now. I know you have Forza Motorsport. I know that's your big franchise. I know it's a great game. I'm begging you, please bring back Project Gotham Racing in some capacity. I know Bizarre Creations is no longer around, but I would love to see it. That game is so great. At some point, we're going to show that off as far as a racing game, too, because it's awesome. And, of course, you wouldn't have Sega stuff without blast processing, the way they marketed the Genesis, with E102 Gamma. Those Sega Superstar Gale Racer, another really obscure arcade racer for Sega's. Driftmore, Crackdown, which is based after the Crackdown arcade game, which is on the Sega Astro City mini unit. So we can show that. The King of Speed for Daytona again. Mega Jet, I think that's a reference to something specific. Race Leader, Hardcore, there's Chaos from Sonic Adventure. Fighting Viper, touches Fighting Vipers with Emerald from Sonic Battle and Sonic Advance 3. Catcher Pitcher, Neutron, House Party of the Dead, Axe Battler, the name of the, I guess, yeah, okay, it's the name of an entry in the Golden Axe franchise that's on the Game Gear. It's an RPG, interesting enough. It's like Zelda, interesting enough. Team Sonic goes, I guess, to the Team Sonic racing concept when that came out. Menacer, named after the Genesis light gun. That is a unique unit. I can't really show that because A, I don't have it anymore, B, it's expensive, and C, it doesn't really show on a high-def television. It doesn't really work very well on it. Fallout, to you Super Monkey Ball fans, you fall off the track 3 times, you hear that, Fallout! Puyo Popped, going back to Mean Bean Machine and Puyo Puyo with getting hit with Blowfish. Guardian of Angel Island with Knuckles. Laser Ghost, I'm going to reference to something. Burning Rangers again, Burning Ranger with Hot Rod. Sonic Heroes with Shadow the Hedgehog. Star Fantasy, a reverse on Fantasy Star with the Call from Sonic Adventure. Scrap Brain with the Bandages, which is a very fitting image when you really think about it. If you're in Scrap Brain, all those, cutting, buzzsaws, which we'll see those next month in both of the Sonic 1 games, and you're not going to miss that. Sega Swirled, which this is a reference to, and this is a game I could show off sometime. Sega Swirl, which is on the Dreamcast. It's not an arcade game. It's a puzzle game. It came with the Dreamcast magazine discs for free. I think there's a collection that has it. Actually, there is a collection that has it. A bad collection, but that's one of the best games in it. So we can show that off that way. It's actually a fun kind of Jenga-like game. But yeah, they're going deep with some of the references on this, and so am I. Edelweiss, I think, is a reference to Skies of Arcadia. Chow Gardner, Bonanza Brothers, who mentioned they were on the Race of Ages track. Terminaria, which we unlocked for Adder's Lair with Gilius. Spinball, so you get the Sonic Spinball element going. AAA, that's a reference to Outrun 2, where you do the ranks and you get there. Rank AAA. We'll show that when we do Outrun 2006. Pico Power for the Pico Hammer of Amy Roses. Speed Shoes, Gain Ground. That's a story. That's a game I'm not a huge fan of, but I remember showing it to my coworkers for Bad Game Thursday, giving it to someone who a week before said, this is not a real game. I was like, yes, it is. They played it. They dragged my sorry ass all the way to, part 2 of that when I'd never seen it. So, yeah, they were really good at that game, and it gave me more of an appreciation of it in that way. Billy Catcher, Takeoff and Billy Hatcher, Extraordinary. Sky Tiger Trap, which I think is a reference to something. Wedge of the Streets, which I think is a take to those Streets of Rage, I think. Yeah, that's the Drift Boost we just got. Humming the Bass Line from Jet Set Radio. To Be This Good takes ages indeed, with ages. Dream Delight for Dream Valley with Knights of Reala. Sega Saturn Shiro. Okay, this is an interesting one. Saturn Shiro. I think there's like a mascot in Japan for the Sega Saturn. Actually, I think I saw someone Magnus who dressed up as that. I was like, Oh my god, it's Saturn Shiro. It's amazing. So all that stuff. Super Paralooper for Knights. Item Hog, which I think is kind of a reference to an achievement in Sonic Unleashed, I think. Klutz Cop, which I think is a take on Virtual Cop again. Supersonic Racer, which is a take on Sonic R. System Master, a switch on the Sega Master System. Miles Per Hour, the actual name of Tails. Or to go back to the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog show, and he says, "My name's Miles." He says, "That's your name?" He says, "Yeah, I hate it." But, yeah, we don't call him Miles feasibly. But, yeah, Miles Per Hour, as he is, but Tails, as we all know him that way. Shoot, shoot, shoot! So I guess that's a take to, Space Channel 5, although it is Choo, Choo, Choo. But, I always heard it as that. Ever played Wipeout? Yes. Have it on the PlayStation. It is a very interesting and unique game. It's the first one I have on the PlayStation. I think that's the only one I played, although I do have a demo of the one on the PlayStation 3, or I think it's Wipeout HD, I think it was. What is your thought on that? Tell me on Wipeout, and what version of it have you played and do you really like? I mean, I guess that goes as far as, like, Sega stuff, because Sega did do a take on F-Zero. They did GX and AX. So there is that element, but yeah, the Wipeout, that is an interesting one. I could definitely show that off. At some point, I also do want to show off, I got to copy this, but it's dirt cheap. Quantum Redshift, which is on Xbox, which I think is by ex-members of Psygnosis, I believe, who made that, which is a great futuristic racing game. But yeah, Wipeout. I'm not very good at it, I'll say that. But it's also one that I do love the futuristic element and how it does, like, that techno element to it, as far as its music. It definitely feels futuristic in the way you want a game like that to feel futuristic. Revenge of Shinobi win a seasonal Shrines event as, well, not Joe Musashi, as we emphasized, but alright, idea is sort of the same. Funky Radio, there we go, from Jet Set Radio. Pioneer. Toy Racer, which, actually, this is a reference to... I played it on the PlayStation 1 a little, and you should definitely check out Quantum Redshift. Yes. I played Quantum Redshift a little bit. That is a game that I liked quite a bit, and I would definitely like to get a copy of that and show it off. That'd be another one of those not aware of. Actually, same with this one. This is a game that I don't know if you're familiar with this. Yeah, was the former developers. Okay, so there you go. I would absolutely love to show Wipeout and Quantum Redshift. So that's definitely one to get into as far as other racing games, and that's the other benefit of us doing racing games now. As far as this being the first one, I'd love to see that. Okay, then it will go in the docket, and we'll definitely get ourselves some futuristic racing action going on here on this channel. Because I think I've liked the way that this is going as far as showcasing elements to it, and in the case of this, it also gives me a lot of stuff to go as far as Sega, as far as going that element. So there's that element too. Toy Racer, now this is an interesting case. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Toy Commander, which is a game on the Dreamcast. It was from this company called No Cliche. It's now defunct. It's kind of like a Toy Story-like game. It's like vehicle-based in some ways. They made like a spin-off racing game to it, which I think it either came out only in Europe or it got canceled. It did not come out here. This is a reference to that. So yeah, they went deep. I mean, next I'd be expecting... I did. Okay. Alright, so you're familiar with the Toy Commander game. I do have it. And I also do have the demo disc from the Dreamcast magazine that has like the Christmas stage element. So at some point we could take a look at that. And I do want to look at as far as stuff with Dreamcast, as far as can I do disc switches on that with the feed cutting or not. But I'll have to take a look at that at some point to see how the tech works. But at some point I definitely would like to show that game off, because it is a unique one and an interesting take. I remember there was one game they were working on. I may as well go into this because in no other case I'm going to be able to bring this up. The team that made Toy Commander and Toy Racer were working on a game called Agartha. It was going to be on the Dreamcast. It was going to be a survival horror game. It looked really interesting. It looked like a different take on like a Resident Evil or Alone in the Dark or something. And coming out of that company that made that game that looked so, it's a game for families feasibly, but it can be kind of tough with controls in certain elements. But seeing them doing a horror game, like, I would be curious to see that, but when the Dreamcast died, that kind of went along with it. And they never kept it going, which was too bad, because I would have loved to see what that turned into. All right, Glidewing. I think it's a take on a reference to Skies of Arcadia. Time Extension, which is a reference to any... Oh, okay, that's Daytona USA for the when you get Checkpoint. And Billy Hatcher there. Power Edition, which I think that's a reference to Daytona USA 2, and this is another I'm on my hands and knees begging a company for this. Daytona USA 2, Battle on the Edge, from the arcade. That never came home unless you count one of the courses in Outrun 2, not 2006, Outrun 2, had it. That is the sequel to Daytona USA, or the first sequel. It's awesome. I'd love to see that come back. Sega, please, I'm begging you. I think a lot of people are begging you. We love you for that. If you're going to be going to these dormant franchises, that's a good one to start with. Chow Down, like a butterfly, so that's a take on Jet Set Radio of blah. I can kind of show Jet Set Radio Future off. I just need to be more careful with that one than even Jet Set Radio, because Jet Set Radio has licensed music, the first one, in like 5 cases. I think there's songs by Cold, Rob Zombie, Jurassic 5, and Mixmaster Mike of the Beastie Boys. So I'd be careful on that one, but I had to be more careful on Jet Set Radio Future because there's more licensed music on that soundtrack than even the original. So I'll have to specifically figure out what I'm doing, because I'd love to show Jet Set Radio and Just Radio Future off, because those are great games too. You're doing great! Yeah, for Space Harrier as well. Monkey Target, which we had in the Monkey Ball level, it's like the intro for that is the Monkey Target music, with I and Mimi right there. Mambo de Amigo with Mr. Amigo right there. Pirate's Wrath, again for Skiz of Arcadia. Zui Quan, which I think is a reference to Shenmue, I think? I don't know, I thought it was. Rise from Your Grave, from Altered Beast. That's another one we can take a look at. Spoiling Ranger, I guess a take on Burning Rangers, and then the bonus stuff. Actually, one other thing I will show, press in the not start and not back buttons, whatever they call them on this system, on a 360 backwards compatible game. And here we go, we have the achievement list. Let's take a look. We got, some of them were the stickers we saw, like Takes Ages, Racing Hero, Nomad, Star License, Holosseum. Let's see. King of Speed. Actually, yeah, all of the achievements are tied to the stickers to some degree, and there's some stickers that don't have them. So I guess technically we kind of went through what they all are on the video. When it goes on the YouTube site, you'll see what they all are because I held on them long enough. Alright, so I guess the ones I don't have are the Sonic Drift. You do a 10-second drift to Sonic, Triple Star License, manually select a random character for a matchmaking game, Yell the Staff Ghost and Time Attack, just a shot of 10 weapons backwards, first on every expert Grand Prix, which is not easy. Perfect drift score on every drift challenge. Every World Tour star, ooh, that's hard. Vise the Legend, which is a time attack that run as Vise and Rogue's Landing. Local event 4 players. Win a matchmaking game. Podium finish on every Grand Prix tournament. Shadow said, this is a reference to Shenmue. This I know, but I haven't done this. It's 10 stunt combos, a single event, and Team Sonic. Oh, right. Speaking of Shenmue, let's go back. There's one last thing we're going to show off. Actually, I guess to that, if this is going to be the last course we're going to show, I'm not going to World Tour. Chat, what do you want to see as the last course? Because we're going to show off the Avatar. I believe that's the last course. I'm just going to go into this because I want to see if that's correct. There's no other character I got to show off that we haven't shown off. Alright, we did Sonic, Tails. We did all of them. We did Gigantic Patrick. We did Knights. We did Nacho Musashi. We did Ages. We did Metal Sonic. We did Alex Kidd. Yeah, the Avatar's all we haven't done, so let's go back. Alright, chat, do you have a preference of what you want to see? We got Ocean View, Samba Studios, Carrier Zone, Dragon Canyon, Temple Trouble, Galactic Parade, Seasonal Shrines, Rogue's Landing, Green Valley, Graffiti City, Sanctuary Falls, Chili Castle, Graveyard Gig. Who is Danica Patrick? She's a NASCAR driver. And there was a connection with NASCAR, sort of, with Sonic being on the cars as far as like the sponsoring. Seasonal Shrines. Okay, which is my command. Let's do it. All right, well, let's bring our A game or our S game to this one. We're playing as the Avatar. Now, on the Wii U and the 3DS versions, you can use your Mii. On the 360 version, you can use your Avatar. I'll tell you, I'm getting around one thing. I mentioned when we started this, Ryo Hazuki from Shenmue is not in the console version, although apparently the DLC characters are on the disc for this, from what I understand, and either they didn't finish it, or they never unlocked it, or something. So, yeah, unfortunately. So you gotta buy a PC if you're gonna be playing as Ryo. Unless you do what I did, which is I bought the Ryo Hazuki jacket avatar item for my 360 avatar. I put it on. I adjusted my avatar specifically to have the hair and the eyes and everything to look like Ryo. So yeah, we're going to get Ryo Hazuki of the Hazuki Shrine in Yamanose playing here. We're just going to pretend it's him, but yeah, we're going to use the VIP mod to play as him. But yeah, there you go. We're going to also hear the weird case as far as the voices on the avatars, because they usually don't have voices as far as on the 360 element, as far as like on the menus and things like that, and on the Xbox One too. But yeah, they do have weird voices here. Alright, so we get to hear Itaden and Japanesque, and Itayoi, I believe it was. Alright, so Alright, Ryo is technically in this game, technically. Even though, you know, he's not officially in it. Yeah, because you saw there, like, you have the tiger or the dragon thing on the back. And fitting, you know, we have, like, the idea of, like, the Japanese-infused either samurai, ninja, or fighting elements. I will say, I guess it is, I'm trying to think of, like, what to pull out as far as Shenmue. At some point, we're doing Shenmue. At some point, I guarantee you that, because I adore that game so much. Of everything that goes with it. But that'll be a later time. I mean, I'm just trying to think of, like, what's the Shenmue quote. Oh, no, I guess the Shenmue quote's going to be, I guess we're not going to find him here. It's like, do you know any places where I can find sailors? You say sailors, but you don't mean just any sailor, do you? Right. Try MJQ Jazz Bar, or Heartbeats Bar. Is that where they go? But be careful, Ryo. I hear they run with a dangerous crowd. Or, of course, actually, I'll go into one other thing with that. And this is a reference, actually, to my dogs, interestingly enough, or my dogs when I was growing up. I always loved the part in Shenmue when you go, in the first game, if you haven't played it, you have to go to the MJQ Jazz Bar to find the sailors. You're looking for who killed your father, or who may know where Landy is. And you go in there, and you're asking them, you're like, hey, I want to know if you guys are sailors, so you can tell me where I'm going to be able to find sailors run with Chinese ships, because basically the idea in that game is that Landy is part of, or thought to be connected with the Chinese mafia at least, but thought like, well, he kind of runs with his own group, the Chiyu Men, as it is. So you go in there and you ask him, like, are you guys sailors? And he says, like, could be. And then the one guy says, hey, kid, how about a game? And then Ryo just responds saying, And every time I did that, my dogs would react to that, and like they associate with that, like, oh, they want to play a game. They like tilt their heads. So that was kind of a funny thing, but then eventually I would always go into the idea, the next line of that, which is, and I can quote that game mostly verbatim, I'm going to admit, you sink the ball in one shot, you win. And I'll answer your questions. You miss, I win. Buy me a bourbon, okay? And of course, you're on. Just got to make the shot, right? Well, so far I am making the shot. It's going. I guess if I win, I will pull out the quote from when you beat them in the pool game. But it is nice to be able to play pool in that game. And all these other things that go to it, which is something that then the Yakuza franchise would actually kind of then pull from Shenmue, although apparently now it's not, because they released Yakuza Like a Dragon. That's an interesting story. It is definitely an interesting story, and yeah, so is Shenmue as far as when we get to that game. But the idea of, you know, how gaming can sometimes kind of connect to stuff. Or even, actually, I'll go back to Metal Gear Solid again. My dogs also reacted to, like, the exclamation of, you know, the guards in Metal Gear Solid 2 when they go, like, who's there? But they eventually respond to that and start barking and whining. So it is kind of a funny aspect to that. And the idea of, like, yeah, you know, getting even your pets into gaming so they'll kind of react to certain things with it. But so far we are going well, and we might be able to win and hear the victory quote of, I thought I was going to do what I did before, which is fall down or fall off on the side, but let's not. Alright. There we go, and unbelievable, man! The deal was, I make the shot, and you tell me what I want to know. Are you guys sailors? Oh, and I just noticed he's driving with the Xbox 360 controller as the steering wheel. But anyway, nah, we're base workers. Them drunk sailors drink at the Heartbeats Bar. Heartbeats Bar? Yeah, that's going to be an amazing case when I can do Shenmue. At some point we'll do it, but I'm going to handle that the way we do RPGs, but it's like, I'm not doing that one for a while because we have an RPG going now, number one. And number two, that's a long one, so we have to go. There's other RPGs I think I want to get to first. I probably want to take out your request on an RPG, honestly, when we get to that point, feasibly. But that'll come later. But yeah, the not Ryo Hazuki, but it sure looks like it, won the race on the seasonal shrines. So I think with that, yeah, we're going pretty well. I think, is there anything else we haven't covered with this game? In the mirror tracks for the DLC, we have all that going. The Grand Prix, okay, the Grand Prix is just like a bunch of races in a row. Time Attack, the World Tour stuff, and the online. Yeah, I think that's gonna cover it. You know what? Actually, I'll before we end, let's go to Time Attack. Let me just pull up Seasonal Shrine so we can have the nice Itadan element going on this as we close out. And pull out not Joe Musashi again. Thank you, Legverse, for pointing out the discrepancy of that, because I wouldn't have known. And again, it's adding to that discussion and adding to the show, and hoping the game doesn't crash again. That'll be another interesting thing for the playback. But, alright, so let's, yeah, you can boost start fine all you want. I'm gonna stop. And you know what, let's stop. There we go. There you go, we'll have, Rystar in... Oh, he's gone. Okay, yeah. Well, screw you too. We'll see Rystar again eventually. Alright, as we hear this wonderful remix of Ida and it eventually transitions into Japan-esque from Shinobi 3. Yeah, that's going to cover it for Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transform. Thank you very much for your request, Electros, on this one. This is a fun one to do. And it was also a fun one to get the racing game going on this channel. And I've had a good time with it, like I'm having with all of these Super Bowl Game Saturday streams and Super Sonic Game Saturday. Yeah, it's funny. This is Sonic's game. We've been barely talking Sonic, but well, we sort of talked Sonic. He's there, and we're going to have more fun with him next month in his first game. First game's next month for Sonic Saturday, or Super Sonic Game Saturday. We're going to be doing Sonic the Hedgehog, the original, for the Game Gear and for the Sega Genesis. So we're going to be pulling out Sonic Mega Collection Plus one more time. The audio will be in better case. You'll be able to hear over the music for that. So we'll go into that collection a little bit. My girlfriend's going to be on us. Hey, that's going to be the first episode of the show she's going to be on. That's coming in 3 weeks. So, yeah. But for this game in particular, I had a great time. It's a fun game. If you like your Mario Kart, your kart racing action, you love your Sega stuff. Of the 3 games, love this, which is Sega and Sonic All-Stars Racing, or Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, this one, and Team Sonic Racing. This is your best option if you are picking one up. If you can pick it up on PC, get it on that, but if you can get it on anything, particularly console, you can have a great time. If you love Sega, clearly they loved it as much as you do, even if they get stuff with Shinobi wrong. There's like, then you can point out, like, hey, look, there's one thing they missed. We still have some fun with it. Enjoy all the elements that are still there to it. Because again, sharing our love of games and love of Sega in this case. But yeah, it's a fun game, and it is good stuff. If you haven't played it, I recommend it. Alright, so that's going to do it for the show. Next week, we're doing another first. This week was our first racing game, and I thank you very much, Electverse and the rest of the chat, for your suggestions of what else you want to see on the racing front. Next week is going to be our first music game. We're going to be playing Mad Maestro from the PlayStation 2, which was published by an arm of Eidos, sort of, and it's part of a franchise that was in Japan. There's only one here. It's classical music, so we're going to Symphony next week to be conducting with Mr. Tact to save the Symphony Hall from being torn down. And it's all classical music, so we're not going to be having content elements going on. That's going to be an interesting case, and there's not going to be lag. I thought there was going to be lag with like a music game from 2001, but no, there's not. I can play it on my HD TV. I have component cables for PlayStation 2. It's going to look really nice. So I think the frame rate is going to be docked a little bit from what it looked like on the playback. But I can also take a look on my settings just to see maybe there's something I can make it go. So it shows, because the game runs at 60 FPS. The stream, when I did the test for that, ran at like 30, I think, or almost 60. It's like maybe a little under. If I could take a look at that just to make sure you're seeing the same thing I'm seeing as far as frame rate. The week after that, we're going to go into classic gaming again with Midway Arcade Treasures. So we're going to be taking a look at a lot of old Midway Arcade games. That's going to be covering, I think, 22 titles that are in that. Playing the PlayStation 2 version, so we're getting the PS2 going 2 weeks in a row. And then the week after that, we get to June. We have the debut of my girlfriend on the show, with the next entry is Super Sonic Game Saturday being Sonic the Hedgehog for Game Gear and Genesis. And the week after that, we're doing Mega Man X3 and X4. I'm handling X3, she's handling X4. And the week after that, she's handling Mega Man Legends. She's going to start the game for us, and then we'll come back to that in a month, because she's not going to be finishing that in one sitting. And she's going to be doing some certain things off-screen, starting before we do this, and then for the second part as well. And then after that, the week after that, we're going back to Mario RPG. So yeah, we're doing well with this channel. I am loving what's becoming of this. I'm loving these experiences. It's something I look forward to every week. I'm going to bring you everything I have and get you all in and get you all into the discussion. Be very welcoming and, again, be very calming. And I hope you're enjoying that. I hope you're liking what the show is turning out to be. I thank you for helping me find what I wanted out of it, because I never really knew when I kind of started this, but you all made it and you're making it, and I appreciate it, and I intend to keep this going. And the YouTube site's still going strong. I got some stuff going. I will be caught up with everything, I believe, in about 2 weeks. So at that point, we should be good. I only have a couple more left that I have to put up of the stuff we've already done, and eventually then this one. But yeah, so keep an eye on that for what's going on there. And that, I hope you have a nice night, a rest of your weekend, and a nice week coming forward. Thank you very much again for tuning into Super Old Game Saturday and Super Sonic Game Saturday as it is tonight. I'll see you next week with Mad Maestro forward to it, and thank you very much again. My gratitude is, I don't know if I can even do justice saying how much I appreciate. You'd think like, well, who cares? It's not much. You're just coming in to see a show or something like that. But it's something that I do like, and something that's fun, and something that is really going into elements of gaming and our fandom of gaming. And in some ways, I'll say this. I mentioned earlier the idea of like the skill of having to improvise on the crash going on this game. That's the other aspect, and I love this on the chat. Like, the chat will come in, they'll say, like, hey, what about this game? Hey, I remember this experience. So in that way, it's kind of driving the conversation that way, even making me think, like, I can feasibly come in with a plan of what I want to talk about or certain things, and I'll cover those. But then you guys come on, and you say, like, all right, what about this? And then I change to that, but it drives the discussion that way, and I love that. It's like people sitting, playing a game, exploring that love of something that we've had for all our lives, and feasibly the rest of our lives as we go forward. So, being very, existential that way. But again, you've expected that from the show, and I guess you've liked it enough. So, again, thank you very, 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 very much for that. Hope you enjoyed this first racing game. We'll come back to more of them later, and I will see you next week for Mad Mice with the PlayStation 2. Keep being awesome, and have a great night. Hey everyone, I'm back with Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transform because I am correcting a mistake I made. Well, two mistakes I made when I was recording this. One, we didn't show off Amy Rose. We're going to be playing as Amy Rose. I'm going to be running through the Ocean View and Mirror just for the purpose of showing that as a different course. But also, you're probably noticing, yeah, my voice sounds way better. Yeah, because when I was recording on Saturday for this one, because I'm recording this actually before the next stream, which is going to be Mad Maestro, and we're going to be talking about, I'll talk about later what happened a little more. I basically had the wrong mic set, even though I had this nice one plugged in. So unfortunately, when the Sonic and All-Stars Transform stream goes up on the YouTube site, it's not going to sound as nice as this, but still sounded decent enough. In fact, I remember I saw that like right when I was done, and I said, okay, I got to check the technology on the... Oh, we have a Hot Rod shield. Alright, so at least we're showing something a little different. But anyway, I forgot to show off Amy Rose, so we're mainly doing that. Which is, yeah, weird that I missed, but at least I get to correct that mistake. And it's the benefit of having this as YouTube channel. Like, hey, if I miss something, I can just quickly go back and add it on and give you another reason to watch the YouTube stream of it. So yeah, you saw the stream of this when we did it. Well, you got more incentive. How fitting, I guess, we got Amy on the Sonic the Hedgehog course with the title screen music of Sonic CD from Japan. But we're going to be doing a race in the mirror around here just to cover my mistake. As I said, when we do Mad Maestro, which is going to be in a couple days at the time of recording this, I'll get into more what was happening. Basically, I guess just to give you the gist of it, I didn't recognize that I had the different mics set up for it. I was using my old tech, so it's like how some of the earlier streams sounded. Like the last one, I think it was like that with Metal Gear Solid. But I have this nice, Samsung G-Track Pro I bought. I mean, I should be using it. But I was kind of in a little bit of a rush with that one, so that's why I forgot about it. But either way, we're going to get to enjoy more of this game, and you get to see Amy Rose going on. The girlfriend of Sonic, and clearly I am, well, Sonic's right there. I was going to say I'm kicking Sonic's ass, but apparently not anymore. These should be good as well. I mean, fittingly, I guess the idea is that the Sonic CD connection, again, with the intro music, and of course the fact we got You Can Do Anything from the Japanese version. I guess that is fitting for Amy, just in general. Like, yeah, she does have this, can-do attitude about wanting to be with Sonic. How fitting, then, that he is ahead of us. Maybe I can get the All-Star as well. Or just freeze him, that can work. Because actually, if you do get the All-Star with Amy here, you do hear her theme song from Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2, which is My Sweet Passion, sung by Nikki Gregoroff. But we'll see if we can hear that. If we can, I just want to at least give you a sense of what that was. We go off into the boat or into the little bit of the hovercraft. No, actually, this looks really like the Oh! Alright, I forgot I'm doing mirror, so I have to go to the right instead of the left. Yeah, definitely going real on the hovercraft and real on the Diddy Kong Racing Parallel. Ooh. Also, hearing Amy's different voice over some of the other games. I'm trying to remember who does her in Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 and Sonic Heroes. I mentioned Elisa Ortiz when we did Shadow the Hedgehog, and it's not her in this one. We'll get into that, and I'll probably put an edit up to explain who it is for this game and for Sonic Adventure. Let's see if we can't beat... Okay, we're winning. Yeah, because we gotta beat Sonic, at least. Or Tails. Alright, there we go.
You did it!
Okay. This is just gonna be a mini thing. It's gonna be appended to the end of that stream, because I did have a good time with that stream, going into all the elements of it. And the first race Hopefully you liked the video that was there, as you're seeing the fact that I got first and got a little more experience for Amy, who I haven't played as much. But yeah, we're all good, and I think with that, yeah, I think I closed the book on Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed and covered up my mistake enough. I'll get more into the tech reason on a more specific level when we start Mad Maestro, which, as I said, as I'm recording this a couple days from now, and it'll be the first music game we're going to play for the channel, and I don't have to worry about a copyright strike because it's all classical music. So, look forward to that. I'm looking forward to it as well, and hope you enjoyed Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed and this brief little thing of me cleaning up on it. And so with this, we're all set. Thank you for watching this. Thank you for watching all the Super Old Game Saturday YouTube streams or the streams when they happen. Again, I'm here every night, or every Saturday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, at the address that's in the description below. So come by and have a fun time. I think you'll enjoy if you've never been before, or if you have, to see what weird games you pull out, or what games you want to pull out. If you come here just watching on the YouTube site, you're saying, hey, I want to see a certain game that maybe I don't get heard or seen around many places, tell me. We'll make it happen. And come to the chat. We can talk about it. You can tell me your memories about it. I'll tell you my memories, if there are any. And it'll be nice. And that's what sets this show apart from others, and that's where I'm going with it. So again, thank you very much. Take care. I'll see you for Mad Maestro.